I'm getting ready for the show.
When is it? When's the big show?
It's Good Friday.
Oh, don't say Friday.
I'll take you to church. It's Good Friday.
I'm ready for the show.
It'll be a good day.
Good Friday.
It's going to be a good day. Good Friday.
Today is Good Friday.
So, are you having a good Friday?
Good morning. It's Good Friday.
It's showtime.
Redefining radio. This is where the fun begins. Introducing Greek.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever love more you than anybody else you love more.
Francis.
Because then you're just like, you're squeezing your banana so hard every time you come in here, and then you're pounding it on the desk.
Jimmy.
We haven't had to pull it for quite a while, so we got to lube it up.
Let's get the party started. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the Penthouse. So glad to have you here on a Friday. We love having you. We hope you getting your weekend kicked off here. We're going to do that here in a couple of minutes. Don't forget, at 11:45, we have a prize, and today's prize is Welcome to Rockville tickets, and we know you want to go. You got to take Greek with you. That's the only stipulation with it.
I'm excited for Rockville, baby, and the Easter Bunny, and the Florida Derby, and the March Madness, and opening day weekend. Woo, man, there's a lot going on. Good morning, Jimmy. How are you, sir?
It's going to be very boring, I think.
Oh, my God, there's a lot
I'm
going
doing
on.
well. How are you, my friend?
I am good. I'm going to hide all my eggs this afternoon, and then hopefully I'll know where they are to find them. Little reward. If you hide your own Easter eggs and you find them, is it still considered a win?
It is, actually.
All
Because
right,
if you
good.
can remember where you hid them, then you're doing better than most parents out there that hide them on their kids and they can't remember where they put them.
That is right. It is the
Been down
Penthouse.
that road.
It is the Penthouse on a Friday. Franny's out today. She'll be back with us on Monday. A couple ways to get involved with us. You could bring us an Easter basket, but you can call us at 877-927-6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email us, Jimmy, at realradio921. Want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving and a nice Good Friday, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving. All right.
happy
Nice.
Easter.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. Turkey Hotline is open today.
How is it? We never did one for Easter, though. I'm over, biatch. Yesterday was opening day in baseball, big day. I thought of you last night. I saw the Baltimore Orioles owner did something different. I might have got your attention. He bought everybody's Coors Light at the game.
Nice.
What do you think of that?
I think the bitch can afford it.
Yeah, right? That's a good way to get your fans involved.
Damn right.
Marlins, good crowd yesterday. Very good crowd yesterday for the Marlins. Yeah, nice music, but they ended up losing to the Pirates.
Close one, huh? 6-5 or 5-4 was it?
6-5.
6-5.
Good crowd, like I said, but they were up. So I was a little surprised about that they ended up losing in extra innings. We did like the Pirates yesterday. They said they had 37,000 yesterday at the thing, which is fantastic.
Yeah, good crowd. Our buddy Kyle went down with his family, and he sent a couple of pictures. I saw him post, and it looked like a pretty good crowd behind him. So, good representation, unlike Oakland.
Yeah,
Oakland, I guess their fans are kind of boycotting them with the move and everything to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, again, you do something like that, that's fine, but you're just hurting yourself. And that they are leaving and going to Vegas. That's the way it looks like. Yeah, but the Marlins were sold out yesterday. 37,000 people and showed up for the game against Pittsburgh. They are home all weekend against the Pirates. They play tonight at 7 p.m.
Cool.
So that'll be the Yankees' big win last night, man. Woo, huge win. And I hate the Astros.
I didn't expect to see that coming in this morning. I thought for sure that would be a loss, but nice way to open up the season.
Yeah, Soto, great game, hits a single, and then throws the guy out at home plate. And I hate the Astros like the Red Sox because they're cheaters. I don't care what they say. Yankees down 4-0. Looks like, oh, my God, doom and gloom, but they fight back. They get a run walked in. They get hit by a pitch. Another guy, Rizzo, and do what they have to do and pick up a W in Houston. I don't know how to do the rest of the weekend, but that was a big one. Dodgers won with the highest payroll in the world. Not surprised about that. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, they got them all out there. But, yeah, the Marlins, unfortunately, did not do well last night. And then what the hell's going on with the Panthers? The Panthers, since I bet them 9-1, to win it all, they've lost 6 in a row.
Oh, figures.
Come on. What the hell's going on, Panthers? The madness last night, a couple big upsets. Alabama beats North Carolina. Ooh, man, that had to knock out a lot of people's brackets. Illinois beats Iowa State. Clemson, another ACC team, does very well. North Carolina is knocked out, but Clemson ended up doing really well last night. Arizona shot terrible last night. Just did not have a good game shooting the ball, and Clemson ends up pulling up a W. I think the first time since 1979 that school is in the Elite Eight, which is unbelievable. And UConn blows out by 30. If you're not betting UConn every night, there's something wrong with you. There really is.
Illinois won?
Illinois won. Yeah, close game. Yeah, they didn't play great at the end, but they ended up winning. Bad at the foul line. Illinois won 72-69. Alabama shocks North Carolina. UConn wins 82-52, and Clemson beats Arizona. So we'll see what happens.
I'd say UConn covered then?
Yeah, UConn covered. They were laying 10. And Clemson and Alabama Saturday, it sounds like it's a football game. But
It
not.
does, doesn't it?
It's a basketball game. The winner will go to the Final Four, and then you got UConn, Illinois. And then tonight, you got some more games. You got 4 more games tonight, which is going to be interesting, some of the games. Yeah, North Carolina State, Marquette, Gonzaga and Purdue, Duke and Houston, and Creighton and Tennessee. And then we'll get our Elite Eight, and then before you know it, it'll be the Final Four for college basketball. And women's is also going on at this time.
16, right, tonight, I believe?
Yeah, Sweet 16. And again, you can get in touch with us by calling us at 877-927-6969. You can also email us, Jimmy at realradio921, or you could text us on the text line, realradio921.com. No, that's not the text line. The text line is Real Radio 473. What is the text line again?
47142. Just start off the text with Real Radio. That way it gets directed to us so we know which ones are meant for us. Let's see. I've got the talkback open as well. So if you'd like to leave a talkback, just make sure you've got the latest iHeartRadio app on your phone. And when you search for Real Radio 921, you're going to see a little microphone in the middle of our home screen there. You just tap that microphone and you can leave us a message. Just like leaving a voicemail. And I love playing those when we come back from break. In a minute, we're going to do our new misspeak for this week. And after that, if it's all right with you, Greek, since we started talking a little bit of baseball, one of the things that fans love to do at baseball games is what? Eat. And there's a lot of new items that are on some of the menus at some of these ballparks. And I've got a couple of them that we can go over because it's pretty interesting. I love to see what kind of food they're offering. I mean, you know, it's almost becoming part of the experience now at sporting events. But first, let's get into this week's Greek Misspeak. It is a new one. Ooh. And if you're not familiar with this, what I do is I take some of the things that Greek says during the week and I jumble the words up on purpose to make it sound like he messes things up. And we call this the Greek Misspeak in Review.
This is your Greek Misspeak Review.
For Boston.
Yes.
You know, like, because Boston's like the blue collar,
No,
sweet
for
Carolina.
Carolina.
There we go.
That is impressive. I don't know if I'm putting my hands in seafood water.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Are you kidding me? You're the first person I think about before I go to bed and the last person when I wake up.
Wake up.
I had no knowledge of that or format.
The format agreed to by the two campaigns is as follows.
Again, we're talking point spreads. We're not talking about who's going to win or lose because that is definitely not going to pay your rent. When you want your rent paid, it's the team that wins.
I never said that I made complete sense.
And even the Chiefs. I don't even think the Chiefs get enough blown up for what they just achieved.
They used to try to blow me up.
Jones gets gets gone by the Packers.
Yeah.
You mean you got fired?
No, I quit.
Cole does not need Tommy John surgery, but he is shelved indefinitely.
Shelf.
Shelved.
H-E-L-F.
He's shelved.
He's shelved.
Shelved indefinitely.
Indefinitely. He's on a shelf. We don't know how long. I mean, it could be 60 days. It could be 90.
Shelved.
Definitely. Nice. Thank you, Jimmy.
You're very welcome. So, yeah, let's get into some ballpark food because we like our food around here. And if you happen to stroll your way to T-Mobile Park, that's where the Seattle Mariners play. They've added many unique items for the menu of the 2024 season.
Yep.
One particular intriguing menu item is their new crab pizza.
Ooh.
And it's served with butter, dill, thyme, Parmesan, and lemon. Sound appetizing to you?
I've had crab pizza before. I used to have it at Nick's in Boca. My stepson loved it. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it was always expensive, though.
It seems like it's something that I hear a little bit more and more. So maybe it's making its way into the American culture. Guaranteed Rate Field. Now, that's where the Chicago White Sox play. And fans can choose from a variety of new sandwiches that have been added to the menu at Guaranteed Rate Field. Settling a beef sandwich is a unique take on a Reuben sub, while the home run is a version of a roast beef sandwich that they got going on there. If you are craving sweet things during a Sox game, you can grab a campfire chocolate shake topped with whipped cream, graham cracker, crumble, and toasted marshmallows. The best part, though, you get to keep the souvenir cup that it's served in, and we see that often at some of these games. I think the Sweet Tooth want to get you, right?
Yeah, all the time. No doubt.
You talked about the Baltimore Orioles. Well, at Camden Yards, everyone knows that a hot dog is the baseball staple. But at the home of the Baltimore Orioles, you can find a savory twist on the classic ballpark item. The Warehouse Dog is a foot-long hot dog topped with horseradish-infused brick sauce, crispy onions, and queso, all served on a warm pretzel bun. That's something that might intrigue you. Nice little twist and way to add something to a favorite classic baseball classic food there. Tropicana Field right here up a little bit north of us with the Tampa Bay Rays. As they take the field, you can relax in your covered seat hidden from the sun with the new braised short rib nachos. You can also opt for the pretzel slugger dog. Looks like they're doing a foot-long hot dog also wrapped with a soft pretzel. Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. I think the oldest ballpark yet. Is it them or is it Fenway yet?
One of the two.
One of the two always comes up. While watching a Cubs game this baseball season, fans at the stadium can grab themselves new menu items like citrus ancho chicken quesadillas and ancho marinated tree tip sandwich served with chimichurri. Chimichurri. Minute Maid Park, where, let's see, who plays there? Astros play at Minute Maid Park. Boo! Well, we're just going to go right over them then. We don't care about that. No. I don't want it either. I'm a Yankees fan. I don't want anything to do with them. They have a peanut pickle dog, a foot-long hot dog wrapped in jalapeno slaw, fried pickle chips, and green onions. That is their signature thing. Let's see. Chase Field is, what do we got there? Their big thing is apple pie. Their sweet dessert features of vanilla frozen yogurt, caramel sauce, whipped cream, strawberries, and ballpark staple Cracker Jacks. Looks like they got some pretty classic stuff there. What's going on at Fenway? Their waffle fries are based in this new dish with corned beef, sauerkraut, sour cream, Thousand Island dressing, and queso fresco all on top. See if there's anything else that's really Yankee Stadium. Let's see what's going on there.
Yeah.
Over Yankee
and
Stadium.
How much is it?
Bacon ranch mac and cheese. That's right. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
The good stuff can be found at the Mac truck. The stadium will also be selling fried Zippolos. Zippolos. This season filled with cannoli cream, chocolate, and strawberry sauce.
Those are Zappos. There's like an Italian
pastry type
yes,
thing
Italian pastry.
with some filling there?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty darn
Zappos,
good.
yeah.
Not surprised at all with the...
How much was the bacon sandwich, did you say?
There's no prices on...
$87 per bacon strip.
There's a couple of the items that you can see. That looks like each year, I mean, Marlins has been known for that for quite a while.
Yeah, good food.
For their menu items there. So it's good to see. Always fun to see what they're offering up new.
Marlins have great food. People always talk about it. Yep. A lot of different concessions that they have down at the game. And again, they were sold out yesterday, 37,000. That's great for them.
Yeah.
Really was. They had a parade earlier. Unfortunately, they did lose, but they will be playing all weekend long against the Pirates if you want to get down there. Later, we also will give you a couple things that you can do this weekend. We have a new Greek Misspeak. At 11:45, we got a chance for you guys to win tickets to Rockville and so much more on a Friday, a good Friday, by the way. And if you're hearing us, it's a good day because that means you're above ground. Last night, the Democrats had a big fundraiser, Radio City Music Hall. They made $25 million. Man.
That's it?
That's it. Wow. $500,000 a ticket. My God, what do you do? Like put that on your American Express card or your Visa? Like here you go, put it in. You got a picture with President Biden or Clinton or Obama was there. But man, that was a big night for them at Radio City Music Hall. Woo! $25 million they brought in for the campaign. Fundraisers in politics are just crazy the amount of money that people give.
Yeah.
mean,
I'm not surprised. I think it was a star-studded event as well, too.
Yeah, it was.
I think Lizzo was there just as one entertainer that pops into my mind. I forget who else was there, but, not surprised. Yeah.
No, again.
$25 million, that seems almost low in a way.
To me, that's a ton for one night. I mean, that's Powerball numbers, but it's great. God bless them. It's like hitting the lottery for them. But again, that's what they do as politicians. They raise money, Democrats and Republicans. But last night, $25 million was a good night. If you're a Yankee fan, you are excited. You did get a W yesterday in Houston. Soto, like I said, had a big game, got a single, and also knocked in a run, and then also made a big play in the outfield, threw a guy out at home plate, which was very exciting. Very good arm. He's young. Hopefully he stays with the Yanks. We only got 1 year with him. So hopefully he does end up at the end of the year staying. I'm sure they'll throw him all the tea in China to keep him in New York. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure about that. The Ohtani thing, every time you hear his name, they're going to hear about the gambling stuff, what's going on. Major League Baseball is looking into it, but I don't know how hard they're going to look into it, to be honest with you. But we'll see what happens. It'll be a story that they'll put on the back burner, and they don't want anything to take away from, obviously, opening day. Jimmy, have you ever been to Marlins Park?
No.
No? Never been down there? It's nice.
I'm
nice
trying to think I was, because this isn't the same one that they've always been in, right? Wasn't there another one first?
They were at where the Dolphins played for years.
Is that where we went? No, I have been to this one. Yeah.
one?
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
It's nice. I mean, it's where the old Orange Bowl is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit tough for parking. It's tough to get down there.
We went on because we went one time with the St. Lucie Mets being up there. They do a charter bus thing when the Mets are in town.
Okay.
And that's what we did. We went to that game. And I
cool.
can't remember if it was the old stadium or the new one, but you're right, the old stadium was Dolphins, and I know it wasn't there, so it had to be this one. But it was quite a while ago.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice to them. They got the roof, obviously, so you don't worry about the rain. It's rare that the roof is open, by the way. For the Marlins during the season. Maybe they open it up like 10 times a year, if that. But when they do, it is nice. They usually open it sometimes after the games, which is pretty cool. But again, nice field. They don't draw a lot. I'm glad yesterday they sold out. Little tough for parking, but it is where the old Orange Bowl is. And you can take the Bright Line down there now, too, and they have shuttles. So if you want to get over there and check out the Marlins. It is the Penthouse on a Friday, a good Friday with a lot going on. Happy Easter to everybody. Before you know it, it will be Passover, but we want to wish everybody a very happy Easter and enjoy the holiday, and I hope the Easter Bunny is good to you. New Greek misspeak. We will also take you guys' requests if you want to hear any old ones that Jimmy has done a fantastic job on. We'll play that for you. We also have tickets for Rockville. That's coming at you at 11:45. We're going to come back in a few minutes, and we do have This Day in History and a trifecta and another teacher with an OnlyFans page. Oh, my God. This is not going to end. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the News Junkie.
Something is coming back into popularity that has not been popular for a very long time.
Sean Watson.
What? How dare you? My popularity remains at an all-time high.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Monday, April 1st. Watch on Fox, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Adrenalast is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Hey, good morning. Checking out your drive here on 95 on the Turnpike. Currently accident-free. We've got some road work here on Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by try the new limited edition Orange Dreamsicle Frosty at Wendy's. Try the new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty at Wendy's. It's like walking down recent memory lane. To have Orange Dreamsicle Frosty in our timeline is truly something special, and we shouldn't let the moment pass us by. And be quick, it's only available for a limited time.
Hey, it's a Greek. When I like something, I don't change. I like brunettes for a long time. I'm wearing Armani since I'm 12, and I'm a Yankee fan. And I found my favorite cigar, and it's Vega Fina. Take it from your boy. I love the way it smokes, and I enjoy it. After a tough day, you know my life's tough. It's Vega Fina. If I don't know who to bet in a game, I go with a Vega Fina. It clears my mind. And at the track, I love winning on long shots and smoking a Vega Fina. Vega Finas can be purchased at Casa Monte Cristo and Boca Raton. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Nothing adds crunch to a salad quite like a fresh bell pepper. If the bell peppers you're buying don't sound like this, then they're not fresh from Florida. Florida bell peppers are grown right here in the Sunshine State by our hard-working local farmers. That means they're fresher, crisper, and have a way better. Bell peppers are in season now. So look for the Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop. Fresh from Florida, there's sunshine in every...
Believe it or not, most small businesses don't have a 401k. If you don't have a 401k, you are missing out on the greatest wealth creation tool ever created. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many 401ks are overpriced for the employer, have expensive and underperforming investment options, and have tedious administrative provisions. Not at Trajan Wealth. We can set up a 401k for a company for only $8 per employee, a $65 per plan fee, plus a small advisory fee. That's right, not thousands or even the tens of thousands you've been quoted. And do it all in less time than it takes to sit in traffic. If you have 5 or more employees, these 401ks will help you attract and retain top talent. And if you're an employee and don't have a 401k, tell your boss. Call Trajan Wealth today. Call 561-390-1000. That's 561-390-1000.
Services offered through a third-party partner.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, post-nasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In office, West Palm Beach.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, it's a Greek from Monroe's in Palm Beach, and there's a basketball tournament on, and I can't think of a better place to watch the games, and a beautiful lady, your own cheerleader. Get over to Monroe's for the big tournament. Enjoy yourself. Open at 5 a.m., 5-star menu. Whether your team's winning or losing, you're a winner. You know why? Because you're at Monroe's of Palm Beach with the hottest ladies in South Florida. And don't forget, Friday night, Fetish Fridays. It's Monroe's. It's hoops. It's a perfect evening, baby. Hit that three-pointer. Peace.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Call. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. We will stay mostly clear. We might see a cloud or two make their way on shore this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 70s along the coastline. Some areas might creep into the low 80s. And then this is a copy and paste forecast throughout the weekend with increasing clouds.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app.
Heroes in the Bible. This series tells the epic stories of tragedy and triumph of the most popular names in the Bible. Pray Radio, a spiritual haven where the most influential faith leaders and pastors across the United States converge to share their wisdom and insights. The Jesus Podcast. This comprehensive series stands as a pinnacle in Christian storytelling, meticulously unfolding the magnitude, impact, and depth of Jesus Christ.
Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Greek's Hardwood is sponsored by Vega Fina Cigars at Casa de Monte Cristo.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse on a Friday. Happy Good Friday to everybody. And I want to wish you all a very happy Easter. If you're celebrating, get ready for the Easter Bunny. He'll be hopping around this weekend. Francis is out today. Be back with us on Monday. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And it's time for This Day in History in the Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
Well, last night, the Madness kicked off again, Sweet 16, and the teams that advanced were UConn, Alabama, Illinois, and Clemson. And UConn won by 30 points over San Diego State. Will they be the first team since the Panthers, since the Florida Gators, 2005 to repeat? We'll see what happens. But right now, nobody looks like they're going to step in front of UConn. San Diego State, very good team, and UConn just took care of them in the second half. Florida Panthers last night lost again, 6 in a row. What's going on with the Panthers? Come on, guys. Let's get a W and get back on a winning track. I think they have fallen out of first place in their division. The Marlins, an opening day yesterday, sold-out crowd, but the Marlins did lose 6-5 to the Pirates. A home run in the 8th inning by the Pirates, and then extra innings made the Pirates prevail, and a 6-5 win. And the Yankees ended up winning yesterday. For all you Yankee fans, losing 4-0. It wasn't over. Yanks came back 5-4. Soto threw out a guy at the plate, and the Yankees prevailed, and a big W over Houston. We always love when we can be Houston. And tomorrow is the Florida Derby. If you want to bet on it, you can bet on it today at the Palm Beach Kennel Club after 12, or get down to Gulfstream Park for all the facilities. Florida Derby is a big race and a lot of fun. So if you get a chance to get down there, definitely enjoy it. You'll have a great time enjoying Gulfstream Park. And that is your first trifecta today. And now over to Jimmy for this day in history.
On this day in history.
Class. Ding, ding. School is in. 95 years ago today is where we're going to start. In 1929, that's when President Herbert Hoover installed the very first telephone in the Oval Office. 63 years ago today, in 1961, the 23rd Amendment gave people who live in Washington, D.C. the right to vote in presidential elections. 51 years ago today, 1973, the United States withdrew their last troops from Vietnam. 49 years ago today, 1975 was the year Led Zeppelin was doing pretty good. They had all 6 of their albums on the Billboard Top 200 chart at the same time. 42 years ago today, 1982, 19-year-old North Carolina freshman Michael Jordan, you might have heard of him.
Michael
made a 16-foot jump shot with 15 seconds left to give the Tar Heels a 63-62 win over Georgetown for the NCAA Tournament Championship. 37 years ago today, how do you work out?
Jordan
played
a couple of years, nothing crazy.
No, okay.
Nothing crazy.
37 years ago today, 1987, at the peak of Hulkamania, Hulkamania's running wild through you. In front of 93,000 fans at the Pontiac Silverdome, Hulk Hogan body slammed 520-pound Andre the Giant to retain the WWF title at WrestleMania 3. 500.
That's amazing.
And 20 pounds. 30 years ago today, 1994, that's the last time we saw Jimmy Johnson. He quit coaching the Dallas Cowboys. 25 years ago today, 1999, Wayne Gretzky scored his final goal of his career. And finally, 18 years ago today, in 2006, Tom Jones was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. And that's what happened on March 29th, our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. Great job. We do it once a show to reflect on what happened in the actual day we're in. And today is today March 30th or 31st?
March 29th.
29th. Yeah, good guess, Greg. Another teacher has resigned for having an OnlyFans page. She was a teacher in Ohio. It was going to come out it did come out that she had the page and they were going to give her some discipline, and she ended up quitting. She was a 50-year-old English teacher, I believe, and cheerleading coach, and now she quit. I think she was making like $70,000 a year. I'm sure she's making a lot more doing OnlyFans, and I think this is going to be more and more common. We're seeing it more and more where teachers are involved with things like this, parents, people in the community, and once people find out, they're like, "Hey, you're done." These people got to earn money. If that's what they want to do, it's their prerogative, it's their life. But they're not going to let them teach. There's no doubt about it. Do you think that'll ever get into the corporate world, Jimmy, where if they find out, they'll let people, make people lose jobs corporately?
I'm sure they are now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing it. Teachers, for some reason, they, I don't know if that's the media just likes finding them or, the police officers, there's certain positions that maybe find their way into the news more than others, but I have to imagine it happens in the corporate world. It just maybe isn't as big of a deal to people if it's, just some average Joe,
in a corporate,
corporate USA business. And,
because you're not around kids.
It doesn't make news, In a case like this, we're finding different things where, it's either a teacher like this or that mom that, we talked about in Florida that was had her OnlyFans page and was advertised all over her car. And the school didn't like her dropping off her kids with the advertisement on the vehicle. So, when it's a high profile thing like that, I can understand it. This teacher, she was a teacher for 20 years.
Yeah, I think the thing with the mom, like you said, if she didn't have that on her car, she wouldn't have gotten in trouble.
Oh,
obviously.
no, that was all about it being on her vehicle. Yeah.
If
she drove another car or something else, I doubt that it would have been an issue. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, but this teacher, like you said, 20 years she was teaching, and she has her page up there. I think it's $25 or $50, whatever the hell it is. But they were going to give her disciplinary action, so she ended up quitting. And I think you're going to see this more and more. with people out there if they're in, like Jimmy said, certain kind of fields, teaching, police, fire department, things like that. But again, it's a choice you make, and everybody's about money. And you know what? If I can make more money, they're looking at it. Why am I going to do this?
She resigned after being placed on administrative leave during the investigation here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Superintendent submitted a report to the Ohio Board of Education about it. Yeah, I mean, the thing about this, what was she in elementary school?
I think she was high school
district.
I think she was high school.
Local school.
Yeah, I think she was high school.
I mean, does it matter to you? If
No.
That she does this and is a teacher, the kids find out. I mean, it causes problems around the school, the whispering and everything. Is that too much of a distraction, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good look for obviously the kids to deal with, and you hear kids talk about it. So I don't think it's anything I don't think it's anything good to me. But everybody's different. I mean, people might look at it and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and it shouldn't matter it, but they're not going to stand for it with schools. They're just not. Or, like you said, police or fire. But I think it's going to be the last one, and I think it's going to be more and more common. You might see nurses, people, all different things, attorneys. Different things.
Again, we've seen nurses that have been let go because of it. You know, when they find a supervisor finds out about it, and they let him go. I don't see.
And you're always going to get caught, too, if you want to use the word caught. There's always going to be somebody somehow, leaks out, and then all of a sudden, it gets to somebody's desk, and they're like, all right, you're done. We got to make a move. Sorry. So it's going to happen. You're going to see it.
To me, the simple way around this is wear a mask. Do something to conceal your identity, maybe, and use an alias, and then you can still do both. I mean, I get it why these people want to make extra money, especially the kind of money that they can make on OnlyFans. I mean, if let's say it's corporate world and not something like this where kids can be involved, that I can understand, right? Because, I mean, if there's kids that can possibly find this and be involved with it, and then, again, the whispers go around, I understand. You got to keep that away. But, what about a place like us? Where it's all adults here, there's no children really involved, and let's say somebody on the in the business side of the company here works, has an OnlyFans page. Do you think that's something that's detrimental to the company?
It could be, yes. It could be for certain people. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's the way people look at it. If you're an employee, you have, some people obviously have contracts and moral clause in it where it might fall under that umbrella. I'm not an attorney, so I couldn't say, but I'm sure iHeart wouldn't be happy with it. I don't think most companies would be happy with it. But again, it's out there. It's part of society right now for a lot of people. And it's because they're making money, obviously. I mean, we saw the star of Sopranos. Right? I mean, she was a perfect example.
Yeah, Drea Di Matteo. Yeah, she started it, ended up paying off a house or something like that, if I remember that article.
Yeah, she said
in 1 day or 1 hour or something like that. It was something really ridiculous.
Yeah, and she had bad representation. She didn't make a lot of money in Sopranos. She said she was in the beginning, she was making $250 to $500 an episode, which was barely nothing.
Right.
And then she was on that other show on HBO. I forget which show that was, a motorcycle one or something like that.
Well, there was a new one that was starting up.
House of Anarchy she was on too, I think.
Oh, she was on Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't make good money there either. Yeah. She always had bad representation. But then she went on there, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 she started. And she supposedly, I've never been on her page, but she doesn't do anything crazy.
No, nothing new. Just some
sexy
provocative, lingerie type photo shoot, things like that. And that's the other part of it too, is since there's the possibility of not having the nudity, whether or not it violates code of conduct clauses or stuff like that are in contracts. I mean, you bring that up, and it's obviously a very valid point. If there's some sort of code of conduct in your contract with a business, and whether or not that would violate it or not. Now, if you're just in everyday pictures and you're eating, because that's, for some reason, guys have fetishes about stuff like that, or feet.
Yeah.
What if it's just your feet?
Yep. Again, every company's different, different policies. But again,
I'm a little bit more open-minded. It doesn't bother me. You know, again, as long as children aren't involved. Once they get involved, then it's a totally different thing for me. But if it's just for adults only, and there's a way to make sure that that's controlled that way, I'm fine with it. I don't, make a buck if you can. Go earn.
Well, again, people make so much money, they just leave their jobs. They don't need it. I mean, that's what ends up happening.
And then that's the other part of it, too. I mean, if you're making enough,
you can leave your job.
But, this person, this Ohio teacher that had to resign after this, I don't see how long she had the OnlyFans page. But obviously she's, not a 20-year-old,
She's
person.
50.
I mean, it's a 50-year-old lady that I don't see anything here. Yeah, there's not a lot to the article. She's just trying to defend herself, trying to equate it to, like Romeo and Juliet type stuff. So,
And once you're nailed, you're nailed.
But again, that is where I understand the difference with children.
Sure. And there isn't anything you're going to do, especially with teachers. They have contracts. They're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to put a spin on it. They just don't want it. Yeah. I mean, that's the end of it. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. If you want to talk about March Madness or baseball season open up, maybe you're excited, maybe you're not. Every day baseball plays. Remember, you're one more day closer to football. Before you know it, it is April 1st, April Fool's Day. If you're a fan of that, let us know. And then also, it's the summer. And Google had top destinations for this summer. What do you think the number one place people are checking out to go this summer? I was a little surprised. Not about two, about one.
I'm sorry.
Number one place people are looking to go this summer with Google on flights. I wasn't surprised about two because there's a big event there, but number one, I was a little surprised.
Specific event?
No, place, someplace to go this summer on vacation. London's number one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Paris is number two. I'm not surprised about Paris because the Olympics are there, obviously. So I think a lot of people.
Right, for this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Specific event or,
Just the location, they said. Yeah. But Paris obviously has a lot to. Paris is always the destination for people. With the Olympics being there, though, I'm sure it's going to be there.
Sure. Spain, Greece.
Yep. Barcelona was right there.
Dubai is another one, although we're hearing that that's starting to fall off on some people's radar. Yeah, a little bit. But,
Sea Caucus made the top 10.
Well, it should be. I mean, it should be. You fly right over going into Newark.
Yeah, Sea Caucus made the outlets, specifically the outlets in Atlantic City.
I love the one flight path now because it goes right over top of MetLife.
Oh, does it?
So you see right down into the stadium.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
kind of a cool shot. The last time I went up, we did. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that must be cool. That'd be great during a game.
Yeah, even better, right?
I wonder if they do it during games.
Yeah. Flight pattern is the flight pattern, depending on what runways they're landing on. So
that's cool. Imagine if you could watch a play, actually. So you actually saw right into the
the last time we went down, I had a window seat, so I looked right down. I was like, oh, look at that. How about that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't remember, but then again, it's been a long time. I mean, that was a couple years ago, and then before that, it had been quite a while since I've flown up there. You flew into Newark. You don't remember? You didn't see? You weren't looking out the window? Okay.
No, I didn't see it.
Or did you just look at the skyline?
Yeah, I was looking. Well, when I just went, I was on the inside. I didn't have a window seat, but I didn't think of it. But if I was on the window seat, I would definitely want to check it out. There's no doubt about it. Coming into Palm Beach is cool. It's always nice. And I remember years ago, Trump had something where he didn't want them flying over Mar-a-Lago, remember?
Well, he can because it's when he was president. It's a whole different thing. When he's there, then it's security reasons and stuff like that. I mean, it wouldn't matter who or what. It's wherever the president is, and obviously that changes protocol with a lot of things like that.
Yeah, but coming in Palm Beach, it was always nice.
That was a nightmare down here for quite a while. And
people
in a way, I guess it still is because I mean he still gets the same protection and everything when he's here.
But I didn't know that about MetLife. It's cool. Vegas is cool when you're flying in, and at night you can see the Strip. It's all dark, and all of a sudden, bang.
Well, that's the thing about it at nighttime because you got the desert, so it's like pitch black.
Yep.
And then just that one small area,
it just pops up, Then you just see it from the distance. As you get close, obviously you see all the homes and everything like that. But that's always cool, even during the day, Vegas. I've flown in many different times, and it's pretty cool. 877-927-6969. Florida Derby is tomorrow. I'm excited for it. We got some long shots. 2 to 7 are the long shots. And the 11, we'll see. I want to see what that
we got
horse
to mortgage the house on the 11.
Yeah, that horse was like 150 yesterday to 1. It's not going to go off at 150, but I want to see what it ends up happening. Because you got to figure out, is the jockey riding the horse backwards? I mean, what the hell's going on?
He's got a broken leg or something.
150.
He has no saddle. I don't know. What is it?
He's blindfolded. But that's going to be fun tomorrow at the Florida Derby. I will get over to the Palm Beach Kennel Club today. Might go to the Derby tomorrow. Tomorrow you can hear the Panthers on Real Radio at 12 o'clock. You can hear the Panthers here on Real Radio.
12 o'clock pregame for tomorrow. We're going to have a whole bunch of Panthers games coming up, as a matter of fact, on Real Radio. Monday, you're going to get a special treat with them at 7 p.m. Tuesday, we're going to have a game here also at 7 p.m. So if you want to hear some Panthers action, you can catch it right here on Real Radio 92.1.
And tomorrow, like Jimmy said, 12 o'clock, puck drops. So if you want to check out the Panthers, the locker room will be on for an hour, and then we'll be off because the Panthers will be on. And hopefully the Panthers will get a W. Maybe they're on Real Radio now, and that'll pick up that losing streak.
That'll do it. We got them all the way to the finals last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Last year was fun. A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we got lucky as sports fans because we had FAU and Miami in the Final Four, and we also had, obviously, the Panthers in the Stanley Cup and the Heaters. So it worked out well. This year we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Panthers can get back on track.
Now, where did you where were you looking at as far as the Florida Derby with the odds? Did you have a particular website you were going to, or was it just something that was popping up on just like on your home screen or something?
Florida Derby odds. That's what I Googled, and it came up. And I still have the page up right now. 1 to 11. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all long shots, decent. From 22 to 1 to 50 to 1 to 40 to 1 to 9 to 1. And then the 11 was 150 to 1. Irish Dream at 150 to 1. But we'll see today. I'm sure the lines changed a little bit.
Because I'm seeing on this page it's 30 to 1.
Oh, really? The 11?
Frankie's Empire. Hades is the one our buddy picked.
Yeah.
Mike, he picked, was looking at him. He's currently at 7 to 2 on this page. He is coming out of the 2-hole though, not on the rail.
Okay. He's 7 to 2. Wow.
7 to 2 right now. Yeah, he was going to be one of the favorites, and then the other one, the Fierceness, was 8 to 5. Yeah, I'm still looking at those two being the big favorites by the looks of it here.
Wow.
And that's according to HorseRacingNation.com. That's what I'm looking at there.
I got to check out the odds because when I was looking at Haiti, it was like 22 to 1.
The thing is these are print. They're not like updated live, you know? So, I mean, that's what it was when they printed that. So, you know, that's the hard part about the horse racing and betting is you almost need a something that's good, that's constantly live and updated, right?
And again, when you bet a horse, it's what they go off at. It's different than a football game or baseball or basketball game. You get the line, you get the length.
I always thought that sucked, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're willing to risk it when it's the odds are real high, and then a bunch of money comes in on it, and then that drops the odds.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait a minute, I had it then, right?
Oh, I'm glad it's not like that in football or basketball or baseball because that would suck. You know, you get a line at 6 and it drops down to 1. You're like, oh, man, what the hell happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, with horse racing, it does. It does change it, too, because it doesn't seem like it ever goes up in odds. Rare, but it does drop based on the money. But I got to check these lines, too, because what I have in front of me is obviously what you're not seeing. So
but there's so many different ones. I mean, there's, FanDuel has one there, Florida Derby odds. This is TVG.com. Off Track Betting has one. I mean, it depends on what you want to look at and what time they were printed. So, I mean, that all matters. But, yeah, there's another one that says Iris's Dream is 30 to 1. But,
okay.
I mean, it's still up there. And by the time it goes off, I mean, even Mike was saying yesterday that's going to be, drop. One that's probably gonna, the number is gonna go up a little bit.
And he liked the 2. And what other horse did he like?
I don't remember. You know what? I didn't write it down. Hades, I know, was the one.
Oh yeah, he liked the 10 too. Fearless,
number 10.
Yeah, I think so.
Fierceness. Okay.
Fierceness.
Wow, those are the two favorites. Yeah.
It is the Penthouse, and it is a Friday. Good Friday for you. We're going to come back in a few minutes. We have some Florida stories. We also have some things in the next hour what you could do this weekend. Also, we have a chance for you to win tickets to Rockville at 11:45. Jimmy, what do we have on Florida stories?
Well, Florida stories, I got a whole bunch of them today. We're going to start in this batch with a pedophile that was sentenced for spying on a kid. And you're going to be surprised how long he got put away for. Another person got caught in a PPP loan scam. Believe it or not, we're 4 years later, and we're still finding these out. And a guy got busted showing his junk, because it wouldn't be a What the Florida without that happening. And that's coming up on the other side of this break on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7 on the Treasure Coast.
Because you shouldn't have to get up off the couch. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio.
Hey, it's Rover from Real Radio, and we'd like to invite you to join us at Tanger Outlets on Saturday, April 13th for Tastings, an unlimited food, wine, and craft beer event. Get your tickets today at pbtastings.com, and you'll sample food from some of the area's best restaurants, finest wines, and great craft breweries. And your ticket lets you sample as much as you want. You can also be the first to sample with a VIP ticket that gets you in an hour before everyone else. For tickets and all the event info, head to pbtastings.com.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Hey, good morning. Checking out your drive here on 95 in the Turnpike. Currently accident-free. We've got some road work here on Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseff.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Classic Hamburgers. This March at Wendy's, get a Dave's single for $1 or Dave's double for just $2 with the in-app offer. Limited time offer at participating U.S. Wendy's. Redeem in Wendy's app. Account registration required. See offer in Wendy's app for details.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Business. It's all the things that keep this world turning. And behind every one of these companies is a partner helping to keep it all moving. It's why the local flower shop and your favorite pizza joint, the startup in the stadium, hospitals and hotels, banks and restaurants nationwide all choose the advanced network, cybersecurity solutions, and round-the-clock trusted partnership from Comcast Business, the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
See why Comcast Business powers more small businesses than anyone else. Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add one unlimited mobile line. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call to switch today. Ends 5/6/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Lost 80s. Just search Lost 80s and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. We will stay mostly clear. We might see a cloud or two make their way on shore this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 70s along the coastline. Some areas might creep into the low 80s. And then this is a copy and paste forecast throughout the weekend with increasing clouds both days.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse on a Friday. Good Friday. Happy Easter to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And at 11:45, your chance to win tickets to Rockville. Franny's out today. Be back with us on Monday. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And you can get involved with us by calling us at 877-927-6969. You can also email Jimmy at realradio921.com or text us at realradio 47143. Jimmy's going to pick up the slack today with Franny being out and do some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, we're going to start right here. And this man was accused of spying on a 12-year-old girl with a hidden camera in her bedroom and bathroom. Well, this dude was sentenced yesterday. And you're asking, well, why is this a What the Florida story? Well, this is why. Because Bruce Wayne Grady was given a year and a half behind bars after being found guilty in February of 9 video voyeurism-related charges. A year and a half. That's it. He was also sentenced to 3 years of sex offender probation. Grady, who's 62 years old, was the landlord of the home where the young girl lived and was accused of planting the cameras in the power outlets there in the bathroom. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said at the time that she was trying to plug in her hair straightener, and then that's when it wouldn't fit in, and they looked upon into the outlet and saw that the camera was in there. There was some recording devices that would store video surveillance on it and everything. It's really disgusting behavior here. The girl's mother immediately contacted authorities, and then, like I said, they found those storage devices. The sheriff's office said Grady was arrested and found multiple videos and photos of the girl on his phone. And that gets you a year and a half behind bars. That's disgusting. Next up, we have, and this next story is going to blow you away when he gets charged. A former lieutenant with the sheriff's office found himself behind bars, charged with 2 counts of wire fraud. Federal prosecutors in Florida say he submitted a false and fraudulent application for forgivable Paycheck Protection Program loans twice and collected $167,750, We're still dealing with those Greek
crazy
PPP loans that are getting we're finding fraud on 4 years later. The first time that he did it was on April 1st of 2021 when Ernest Bernard Gardner Jr. is accused of misrepresenting his company EBG Properties LLC. Their average monthly payroll and number of employees. Well, he submitted multiple fraudulent IRS forms, and he got about $106,000 for that one. Then there was a similar situation about 5 days later involving another company that he was involved with, and he got $61,000 for that one, and that got you around to the 167 mark. So, plus the feds say Gardner took the money for himself and successfully received the forgiveness of those PPP loans. He's 41 years old. Guess how much prison time he got for this?
6 years?
He got 20 years in prison for each of the two.
Oh,
so
good.
that's 40 years behind bars,
Good.
while this pedophile over here got a year and a half. I don't understand it. Finally, wouldn't be a What the Florida without somebody dropping their pants. And it happened in my hometown of Port St. Lucie. Way to represent Puzzle. Port St. Lucie police have identified an elderly man accused of lewd acts toward women, including exposing himself. His identity is yet to be released, but the Port St. Lucie Police Department confirmed he's been identified after reaching out to the community on social media. The suspect was described as a man between 70 and 80 years old, with a slim build, thinning hair, and wearing glasses. Investigators believe he may be driving a white Nissan SUV. The first report of the incident of exposure happened in September of last year at a local TJ Maxx. He reportedly exposed himself while walking behind a woman in the store. Employees at the TJ Maxx noticed the man's alleged behavior and confronted him before he left. They filed a report with police. The second time happened at the Bells there on US 1, and he also in Port St. Lucie. A woman reported the suspect made unwanted comments and followed her while shopping, and he had his hand down his pants there. Another woman at the store also told police about his lewd behavior and the incident, and he had exposed himself to her as well. So they're in the process of arresting this guy as we speak. And there is your What the Florida for the 11 o'clock hour. And after reading these stories, I just got to say, what the Florida.
Thank you, Jimmy. Always do it twice a show, 11:05 and 1:05. We are talking about AI taking a lot of jobs. Now it looks like some robots are be taking some jobs, and they are going to be taking jobs at spas where they're going to be giving massages. There are some massage places already with robots that will give you a massage. If you went in for a massage and you paid for it, and a robot, they said it was a robot, would affect you? Would you still feel like you had to pay the same amount of money? But again, I guess it's going to be whether or not you enjoy it or not. Whether you like the massage, obviously.
Well, here's the question: do you tip it?
Ooh, no tip, no tip,
no tip for the robot, right?
Yeah, no, they would make it like a hotel, like Breakers and everything. They'll put the tip already in the price. They put a 20%.
And who gets it?
Yeah, that's right. The company. Yeah, they'll do that because when you go for spas, a lot of times now they put the tip already in there. They're like automatic 20% is put in there. You can tip on top of that, obviously, but the robots now are in some New York spas, and obviously it's going to save them money in the long run. Not in the beginning when they have to buy the robot, but in the beginning it definitely will. In the long run it will. But I wonder how people would feel. But I guess if the massage is good, you might not care. As long as you're getting a massage by a robot, would it bother you? No small talk, by the way. Some people like to talk when they're getting a massage. Some people don't.
It might.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the whole thing about this AI stuff is these robots are now it's so sophisticated that they interact with you.
That's true.
And it can learn as it goes. And like, you'll say something, it can respond back to you. I mean, it's the way this AI is now. It's blown up the past, 3 or 4 months, it feels like. We keep reading more and more about how sophisticated it is because it uses the ChatGPT and it has enough of a database to be able to interact with you. It's just absolutely amazing. So it may very well have small talk with you, or it may not. I don't know. I don't know what these are like. I haven't seen the article on them, but would it bother you? I mean, do you care?
No, not really. If it was a good massage, you might say, hey, who do you like at a derby tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then you respond, and then you go back and forth. What do you think of the Yanks beating the Astros? You feed a little good things to go back and forth with.
Speaking of tips, I had a question that this happened the other day. So we went to a place, and it was a dinner. It was a nice dinner. And they automatically, and it was upfront and everything, where it said that they were putting a 20% tip onto the bill already, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, upfront, I have no problem with it. That's the amount that I would tip anyway.
Yeah.
Normally. I did not tip any more than that.
Okay.
Was that a douchey move?
No. 20% is 20%.
Right?
That's a good one.
Either which way.
Yeah.
I got to admit, though, it felt weird. It felt weird not putting in extra, tip myself. But it said plain as day right on there, tip, and it had the dollar amount, and it was exactly the 20% of the bill. And that's what I would have, put down anyway. Maybe round it up just a touch, because sometimes I do that.
No, you already
but
tipped.
Otherwise, that was it.
I think 20% is very acceptable. If you want to do more, that's up to you. But 20%, it's not like you didn't tip.
Just felt weird. It's
Yeah.
the first time I ever had that where it was on there, except for any time that I've ever been with a big party of 18 or like 10 or more people. They usually put the extra on right away. But for us, just as a couple, it just felt weird.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize when you're at, clubs or golf courses or hotels, they already put it in, and you have to read the fine print because they usually don't tell you. And it's on there. So if you're looking real quick, a lot of times you just scribble your name, boom, but it says right there. And if you don't realize it, you tip on that, and you're tipping extra.
Yeah. It was on the menu and then even on the bill when we got it, which was a regular, bill. There was nothing special about it, but it was already filled in there. So
they should tell you. Too.
And I was happy about that. I was happy that they were upfront about it.
Yeah.
And we knew about it. So that was a really cool thing. I just kind of felt odd. I'm so used to just doing the math in my head. Okay, that's about 20%, and putting it down and then doing adding it all together. But that was the first time I had to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that they should tell you too at the place if you're, they're waiting on you, in any, whether it's a spa, restaurant, the bar. Hey, by the way, the gratuities already put on the check. I think it's a nice thing because, like I said, I think most people will add to it and not realize it.
Is that required by law? Do you know that?
I don't think so.
47142. Do you know if that's required by law? If they're going to automatically put it on there for, lessen big parties, right? Usually when there's a big party involved, that's like almost a given. Everybody knows it. But I wonder if that's a law or something here in the state of Florida. 47142 to start off that text with Real Radio. That and any other way you want to interact with us. Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email, and it's wide open.
Now, when you say a law for the employees to tell you?
No, for the establishment to tell you that they're going to automatically put a tip on the check.
Well, it's on the bill usually, but I don't think I know it's not by the employees to tell you because I've had it to me a lot of times. And sometimes I realize it, sometimes I don't in my mind.
Like, is the establishment required somehow? Like, maybe it's at the front door, or in our case, we saw it on the menu, so it was there. And a lot of times I imagine maybe it's in small print, but as long as it's there, is it legal? Is there a legal obligation?
I've never seen it, just that it's on the check.
Yeah.
Okay. If you go to a spot, they'll say the 20% gratuity is ready put in.
Right.
And you're like, okay, if you want to, they always do add. If you want to put more, they tell you that. You can.
Well, there was a spot.
Yeah.
And, there was a spot to add more if we wanted to, but I don't know. I just felt that was the right thing. Just leave it at that,
Yeah, I found that a lot of times I'll give, if I put something on my card, I'll give a tip in cash, and then the empty spot, they always tell me now to write cash. So they can't write in a spot. They can't write in a number and change it. But again, it's...
that was something that I didn't really... I never thought about it until you mentioned it, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about it, that, it's a good idea. Make sure you cross that area out.
They can
or write, like you say, cash so that they know.
Yeah.
And better off to hand it to people. Because, some people swipe it off the table.
Yep.
That's another thing that we've been seeing, as a precautionary thing. If you want to give them a cash tip, hand it right to the server. Don't leave it.
Yeah, I don't think... unless you're in a rush, I don't think you should ever leave anything on the table.
Right.
Your credit card, obviously, you get back. But if you leave cash, and 9 out of 10 I pay cash, I wouldn't leave it in there because you never know.
Right.
They can get busy, Somebody else calls them. They got to get a table, and they could come back 10 minutes later.
Yeah, we've read stories where somebody would be like, hey, you didn't pay. What's going on? It's like, we left the cash on the table, and somebody already swiped it.
Yeah, so I would definitely make sure I wait, give it to them so they have it. On Fridays, Jimmy does a masterpiece called Greek Misspeaks, and when we get a new one, it's even an extra bonus. And this week, we have a new one coming at you.
We do have a new one. By the way, if you have any requests, 47142 is our text line. You can send in a request for a specific Greek misspeak, but here we go. And if you're counting out there, we're up to 220.
This is your Greek misspeak review.
For Boston.
Yes.
You know, like, because Boston's like the blue collar, sweet
for
Carolina.
Carolina.
There we go.
That is impressive. I don't know if I'm putting my hands in seafood water.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't be stupid.
Are you kidding me? You're the first person I think about before I go to bed and last person when I wake up.
Wake up.
I had no knowledge of that or format.
The format agreed to by the two campaigns is as follows.
Again, we're talking point spreads. We're not talking about who's going to win or lose, because that is definitely not going to pay your rent. When you want your rent paid, it's the team that wins.
I never said that I made complete sense.
And even the Chiefs. I don't even think the Chiefs get enough blown up for what they just achieved.
They used to try to blow me up.
Jones gets gone by the Packers.
Yeah.
You mean you got fired?
No, I quit.
Cole does not need Tommy John surgery, but he is shelved indefinitely.
Shelf, SHELF.
Indefinitely.
He's definitely out for a little while.
You know, I hate to do it and bring this up, but, you mentioned it yesterday, and here's a prime example of when it happened. You said yesterday that they were having trouble with it in Manhattan, and I think it's all over New York because a Brooklyn woman suffered a broken jaw when a stranger randomly walked up to her and punched her in the face just walking down the street on Tuesday.
Terrible.
The unprovoked attack happened in broad daylight at Grand Avenue and Dean Street in Crown Heights. It was caught on surveillance video. Hopefully they can catch the dude that did it. I think they will, too. I think somebody saw who it was. Dulce Pichardo, 57, was walking down the sidewalk when out of nowhere she was punched in the face. The blow caused her to stumble backwards. She said, quote, she was talking to WPIX. He just punched me right there on the side, very strong. She said her attacker never said a word, just walked up and did it.
Terrible.
Brother owns a restaurant across the street and was able to chase him down. So the suspect, 33-year-old Franz Judy, was arrested and charged with assault. So they did catch the dude.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, that's terrible.
She's got her jaw wired shut, so that's great, huh? 3 of her teeth were knocked out. She has nerve damage. She also lost feeling in her lips and currently has to drink food from a straw. Beyond her injuries, she said she has suffered the most is, she's scared now, just to walk down the road. You're friggin' frightened. You can't even do that. She hopes the city will do more to make sure people are safe just walking down the road, but doesn't want that to happen to anybody else, and I get it. But I don't understand it. I don't understand where people are just coming up with this stuff, and it doesn't even sound like a TikTok challenge, which is something that we heard a while ago. There was a quick minute there going up and punch elderly people was a TikTok challenge. I mean, as much as I don't really need a reason, there's no reason for this. You just
terrible.
Like, why? Where is this coming from? Just walking up to women and punching them.
It's terrible. I mean, again, it's our society right now, what's going on, and it's not good.
Violence.
Yeah,
the violence is everywhere.
You've been saying it for a while. It really is, and it's sad. If you see something like this, you know what? Call the authorities right away and call the police. Hopefully they can catch them because this is not good that this is happening. And again, you see these challenges. Like you said, this isn't even a challenge. It's just people out there.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything that indicates that, right? I'm not saying that that's a good excuse, but at least then you see, all right, well, some knucklehead put that out there, but did somebody just one day decide, let's start doing this, and then it just caught on from word of mouth? I don't know. It just makes no sense.
Not at all.
But none of it does anyway.
877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you want to get involved in the show. You could also call us about anything you guys want to talk about. You could also mention something about March Madness. What did you think last night? There was 4 games. There were 4 games tonight, and we'll be in Elite 8, and then next week is the Final 4. UConn, again, covered last night, winning by 30 points over San Diego State. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you guys want to get involved.
47142 is the text line. I've got that open, and we do have a couple. One person has written in and says, I always wanted to get a massage from Phoebe on Friends.
Okay.
But no singing about Smelly Cat. Well, I guess that's understandable. I get that. Another person wrote in, yesterday in the parking lot at the Oakland A's, fans protested regarding the team moving to Vegas. It sucks they lost the Raiders to Vegas, the Warriors to San Francisco, and now the A's to Vegas.
Again, they're doing it because they're just not getting the people to get involved and to go out to see them. And the city didn't want to invest in getting them a new stadium. I mean, it sucks as a fan, obviously. But again, you realize sports is a big business.
No,
and
it is.
They're going to go where the money is.
I think in this case, doesn't it feel a little bit more like Vegas, kind of lured them out from Oakland, Because, I mean, the mayor of Oakland said that they were going to try to work with the A's to keep them there.
Oh, the A's, though, they've had the same stadium since the 70s, and they've been asking them many times. And you're going, almost 50 years where they couldn't get something done. And eventually that's what all these teams do. They leave. They say, we got to get a new stadium if you don't want to help us. And then, obviously, you can pass it on to the taxpayers, and some people want to pay, some people don't. And that's how you keep these teams because the franchises, you know what? They want new stadiums to compete.
Yeah. I remember reading an article about this, and it was kind of more along the lines talking about what they were going to do in Vegas and where they were going to put the stadium and things like that. And one of the part of the article was about that the mayor of Oakland was kind of disappointed, like, hey, we've been trying to work with them, but I don't know, something tells me that they only started to try to work with the A's after it was really heavily rumored that they were going to move, right?
Well,
I mean, they had a chance.
They've had years of problems. That's how they lost the Raiders. Yeah, I mean, that stadium is where the Oakland A's played in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
It's beat up, and they need a lot of improvement, and they just couldn't do it. I mean, for that 50 years, I mean, come on, it can take 50 years to get something done. And how many new mayors were there and, council that was out there? They just didn't think it was a priority. They lost the Raiders to Vegas, and now they're losing the A's. It sucks, and it sucks for the fans. I get that. But you know what? They want a new stadium, and Oakland could never provide it. And there's always cities that are luring teams and saying, hey, come on out here. We can help you. Mm-hmm. We'll build a new stadium for you. And as a franchise, you want a new stadium. So obviously you compete with the other teams, and your fans will like it and want to come out. But again, Oakland Stadium is from the late 60s out there. Reggie Jackson played there. And I think this year is going to be a disaster for the A's. They don't have a good team, and obviously a lot of fans know about that, so they're not going to go out there. Just like the Marlins. I mean, the Marlins were tempted to possibly leave. Then they got the stadium down in Miami on the grounds of the Orange Bowl. There was talk about them going out to Seattle or Vegas or other cities out west, and they ponied up.
Tampa was another one that was rumored for a while to go out to Vegas. I know Miami as well. There's, always the rumor mill, right? I mean, doesn't seem like anything materialized, but now, of course, Oakland is
they started
pretty
themselves. It's just like when you want to leave your job. You're like, hey, somebody's looking for me.
Right.
Yeah, and then they say, okay, we don't want to lose you, and then they move. But it's one of those things. It's all business. And I feel bad for the real fans because the real fans are the ones who care, who buy the tickets, support the team, buy jerseys, stuff like that, but it's beyond their hand. Yeah. It's not going to do it. And they got to go there. And that's why they lost the Raiders. And the Raiders went to Vegas, and they've been very successful.
Yep.
So they figure, you know what, we'll do it again. It does happen. It's not fair to fans, but again, it comes down to a city thing, and does the city want to support it and doesn't want to give it a new stadium?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to pay.
I get it. And there's always the other side to the balance of, what taxpayers pay and, how much the team should pay and all that stuff. And I get it. And you're right. The bottom line is it's a big business.
It always is, unfortunately.
47142 is the text line, and we have our friend Sarah B checking in with us, I guess on the subject of April Fools.
Okay, it's coming up.
She says, not a fan of practical jokes, especially in a professional setting. Worked at a place where we had to schedule last-minute or emergency visits for hospice and home health workers. Someone thought it would be funny to put tape under our phone earpieces, making it difficult to hear people calling. I did not find that funny because it impacted me doing my job in a timely manner.
No, it's not cool.
Okay, so that was a practical joke that was played on her that she wasn't happy about with April Fools on Monday. Yeah, I guess we'll hear the stories on Tuesday about everything that happened, huh?
No, yeah, it won't be good. It definitely won't be. And some people are into it. It doesn't seem like it has that hype like it once did. But I think also people always like to step it up and do a little different thing. Yeah. And I don't think you can do stuff at work, so you got to be careful.
Well, we're in a perpetual April Fool's, it feels like.
Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, you got to be careful. You can end up, when you're doing something at work, make sure it doesn't affect other people because it could affect your job.
Well, something like that. I mean, if it messes up your job, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good at all. You know what is good? Tastings, and our event is coming up on April 13th at the Tanger Outlets. That's right. We have another tastings event that you can come sample, unlimited samples, by the way, from 20 amazing restaurants that'll be there, like Tijuana Flats, Andy's Latin Food is going to be there, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Beef Jerky Experience. I think they're going to be coming in to the studio here soon.
Oh, cool.
And not to mention unlimited wine, craft beer, and spirit samples from, let's see, House of Wine, Beer and Spirits is going to be there. Mulligan's will be there with their famous Bloody Mary. Knox and Dunn, Florida Rum. We love those guys. Everglades Distilleries is going to be there as well. So get your VIP tickets and you'll get in an hour early. Go to pbtastings.com. That's pbtastings.com. Pick up your tickets ahead of time. And that way you'll save yourself a couple of bucks and come on out and catch some of your favorite personalities. We'll all be out there, too. Everybody from the station here. It's always a fun time out there at the outlets.
Yeah, yesterday we got a chance to see the Cooper stopped in, and they left us some great meatloaf.
Oh, wow.
So,
was that good stuff good or what?
It was.
Holy smokes.
It was awesome. It is the Penthouse on a Friday, getting ready for the Florida Derby. Don't forget about that tomorrow. We're going to come back. We're going to give you a trifecta, some things to do this weekend in South Florida, and also your chance to win tickets to Rockville. Always a giveaway on Real Radio, 1145. Yesterday was Dave Matthews. Today it's Rockville. Every day we got something for you guys because we appreciate you listening. It is the Penthouse, Jimmy and myself. Franny's out today. We'll be back with us on Monday. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Something is coming back into popularity that has not been popular for a very long time.
Sean Watson.
What? How dare you? My popularity remains at an all-time high.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Monday, April 1st. Watch on Fox, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Aprenolast is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Hey, good morning. Checking out your drive here on 95 in the Turnpike. Currently accident-free. We've got some road work here on Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseff.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Hey, it's a Greek. When I like something, I don't change. I like brunettes for a long time. I'm wearing Armani since I'm 12, and I'm a Yankee fan. And I found my favorite cigar, and it's Vega Fina. Take it from your boy. I love the way it smokes, and I enjoy it. After a tough day, you know my life's tough, it's Vega Fina. If I don't know who to bet in a game, I go with a Vega Fina. It clears my mind. And at the track, I love winning on long shots and smoking a Vega Fina. Vega Finas can be purchased at Casa Monte Cristo and Boca Raton. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted. Being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Have you heard of Nepo billionaires? Celebrity kids inheriting untold billions? Take Jay-Z and Beyonce, who are handing down over $1 billion to their kids, much of it in their blue chip art collection. That's right, for the richest families in the world, fine art is a vehicle for transferring and growing their wealth. And for the first time, everyday investors can invest like billionaires themselves in this potentially lucrative asset class, all thanks to Masterworks. With this platform, you don't need to be an art expert, and you can still invest in blue-chip artists like Banksy and Picasso. Oh, and you don't need to be a billionaire either. Schedule a call with Masterworks Advisors by going to masterworks.com/cake. That's masterworks.com/cake. This advertisement relates to the provision of advisory services by Masterworks Advisors, LLC, and is not intended to offer or solicit investment in any securities. Masterworks Advisors is affiliated with Masterworks.
Korn, live in concert in West Palm Beach. I Think Financial Amphitheater, Saturday, September 14th, with special guests Gojira and Spirit Box. Korn. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com, part of the Ford Concert Series.
Life's a constant swirl of shopping. Groceries, clothes, gifts, the occasional self-care splurge. You know how it is. That's why you should get the Drop app. With Drop, you earn points for shopping and turn those points into gift cards. Last year, I scored $150 in gift cards alone. Make sure to use code DROP23 when you sign up and get $5 in Drop points. That's DROP23. Get rewarded for shopping and download Drop now for free on the App Store or Google Play.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's in Palm Beach, and there's a basketball tournament on, and I can't think of a better place to watch the games, and a beautiful lady, your own cheerleader. Get over to Monroe's for the big tournament. Enjoy yourself. Open at 5 a.m., 5-star menu. Whether your team's winning or losing, you're a winner. You know why? Because you're at Monroe's of Palm Beach with the hottest ladies in South Florida. And don't forget, Friday night, Fetish Fridays. It's Monroe's. It's hoops. It's a perfect evening, baby. Hit that three-pointer. Peace.
Powered through your spring at Lowe's with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Buy one select string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get one select 56V battery free. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
Car accident? Call Smith Ball Baez and Prather at 500-HELP. Help is just a local phone call away.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Ever since Nate Oates became the head coach at Alabama, the Crimson Tide have slowly become a staple in March Madness. That hard work paid off again last night. The team upset #1 seed North Carolina en route to the Elite Eight. The school still has a ways to go to be considered a blue blood, but with the state-of-the-art facilities and a coach as diligent as Oates, the days of Bama solely being feared on the football field may be over. I'm Dan Patrick.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Heroes in the Bible. This series tells the epic stories of tragedy and triumph of the most popular names in the Bible. Pray Radio, a spiritual haven where the most influential faith leaders and pastors across the United States converge to share their wisdom and insights. The Jesus Podcast. This comprehensive series stands as a pinnacle in Christian storytelling, meticulously unfolding the magnitude, impact, and depth of Jesus Christ. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
Real Radio 92.1. We are an iHeart radio station.
Hi, this is Danny. Greg, when you come over for Easter, you can put your chocolate bunny into my stink basket. Honey.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Hell of an offer there.
I'm going to pass. But thank you, Granny.
Can't say as I blame you.
It is the Penthouse on a Good Friday. Get ready for that Easter bunny, so be careful if you see him hopping around. Your chance at 11:45 coming up to win tickets to Rockville. Franny's out today. Be back with us on Monday. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And it is time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
All right, March Madness continued last night, and it will be on again tonight. But UConn blew out, winning by 30. They are just an ATM if you're not betting on them on your Hard Rock app. Alabama surprises North Carolina. Illinois, a small favorite, but one of the highest scoring teams in the college basketball. They ended up beating Iowa State. And Clemson, again, they keep this run going. Them and North Carolina State, two big dogs that are winning. Clemson's in the Elite Eight. The last time Clemson was in the Elite Eight, I believe, was 1970. So it's been a long time for them, so hats off. Tonight you got Duke and Houston, going to be a good game. Creighton is taking on Tennessee. That's going to be a very good game. We'll see what happens. Marquette and North Carolina State, and you got Purdue and Gonzaga. Then we will get into the Elite Eight and then find out the Final Four before you know it. UConn was the favorites, and they did win last night by 30. Next up for them is Illinois. Panthers lost, unfortunately. The good news is they're playing tomorrow. They're playing the Detroit Red Wings, and they'll be home. And you could hear that game starting at 12 o'clock pregame on Real Radio. Hopefully they're on with us, and maybe they'll break out of that losing streak. Yesterday was opening day for many ballparks. The Marlins ended up selling out, but they ended up losing 6-5 to the Pirates. Not a good game when you're up 5-2. And the Yankees, without Cole, their ace, surprisingly, were losing 4-0 yesterday. Soto, big single, not going to run. But defensive play of the game, shot to right field, threw out a runner at home plate. Hopefully he can stay with the Yankees for 1 year, but already he's paying off, which is a nice thing. Yankees did get the win 5-4. They are playing the Astros all weekend. And tomorrow is the Florida Derby. Going to be about 6:45, 6:50. That'll be your time at Gulfstream Park. Today at 12 o'clock, you can bet on it at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. So if you want to bet today, you can at the Palm Beach Kennel Club on the Florida Derby. And that will be tomorrow about 6:50. Always a great time. And a Florida Derby is huge for us. If you get an opportunity to get down there, I'm going to try to get down there later in the afternoon tomorrow after the locker room. And that is your trifecta for lunchtime.
If I can direct you to realradio921.com, look under the Penthouse blog. I put a video up there for you. Now, every day I put up a Greek Scram Girl, so that's always worth going to check out. But I put up a trailer today. I don't know if you knew this, G, or if anybody out there has heard about it, but Jerry Seinfeld has a movie coming out. It's on Netflix, right? Yeah. And if you haven't heard about it, it's called Unfrosted. And the basic premise of the movie is it's based in the 50s, at least it starts there anyway, when the two big breakfast giants were, everything breakfast then was cereal, right? Milk and cereal was the big thing.
Yeah.
Well, along comes Pop-Tarts and they reinvent, the whole breakfast food thing, right? And that's sort of the premise of the movie. But this, and you can see that for what it's worth there. But the thing about this movie, and again, it's made for Netflix. You want to talk about a star-studded cast. Have you seen that?
No, I know there was a lot of people. I'm not familiar who's in the cast.
Jerry, obviously, is starring in it as well, along with Melissa McCarthy, Amy Schumer, who looks really smoking hot, too, by the way, Jim Gaffigan, Hugh Grant, Bill Burr. Bill Burr plays Kennedy. John F. Kennedy.
Oh, really?
As president.
Oh, I want to see that.
And it's in the trailer, so go check the trailer out. It's great. Peter Dinklage is in it, Christian Slater, Dan Levy, James Marsden, Jack McBrayer, Thomas Lennon, Tony McHale, Sebastian Maniscalco, one of your favorites. Cedric the Entertainer's in there as well. I mean, John Hamm and more. I mean, it was just I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, who isn't in this movie? So that was pretty great. Yeah, go to realradio921.com. Look under the Penthouse blog. You can watch that trailer, and it looks like a funny movie too. I mean, there's a lot of good one-liners in there as well. So yeah.
He was on.
It's all about that, right? Unfrosted.
Yeah, he was on the other night. Jimmy Fallon. He was talking about it, and what a great cast. But again, Pop-Tarts did change the whole breakfast thing at that time, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because when they probably came out, you were like, "What the hell?" And still has a good run today. I mean, still everybody loves Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. I mean, this is obviously a comedy about it and everything. And I remember, I think it's McCarthy, Melissa McCarthy's character looks across the street. I'm tired of looking at that big giant K for Kellogg's.
Okay.
The other building, like they were across the street from one another too, in the city. So yeah, it's a good trailer. So I'm going to check that out on Netflix. Thankfully we have it, so we can check that out, and that's pretty good. Go to realradio921.com under the Penthouse blog. You can see the trailer for that.
All right, it is the weekend, and Franny usually does this. She has some things that you could do for the weekend, but I'm going to tell you a lot of things that are going on this weekend, sports-wise, for you guys to get involved with, and all in our backyard. So here are things you could do on the weekend. Again, this is my version of it. Franny's not here today, so we do this usually twice a show on Friday. But this is your weekend edition of things you could do. First of all, you can deliver some Easter baskets. That's the most important thing. Take care of the kids or anybody in your life and deliver some Easter baskets. And if you need some good food for Easter, make sure you get over to Joseph's Classic Market. 4 great locations in the area. But there is the polo matches on Sunday in Wellington. Panthers are home against the Red Wings. You could do all this tomorrow. Miami Open at Hard Rock. Go to the Panthers, Miami Open, and then the Florida Derby, all in that one area.
Nice.
I mean, it's a lot to do.
Yeah.
But you can sneak into Panthers for a period or two, then go to the Miami Open at the Hard Rock Stadium, and then go over to Gulfstream for the race. That's a big afternoon.
There you
go. After you listen to the locker room, of course. You hang out there. Marlins are home against the Pirates Saturday night. And tonight is Friday. That kicks off the weekend. And any weekend you want to start right. So how do you start tonight off? Fetish Fridays at Monroe's in Palm Beach, baby.
Yeah.
There it is. And maybe Sunday, stop at New York Prime for a great dinner and celebrate the holidays. So that is my version of what's going on. But for the ultimate sports fan, can you go to the Panther game on Saturday? Then go over to
12:30 puck drop. You can listen to that game here, too. But, yeah, get down to the game. Even better.
For a couple periods. Then go to the Miami Open at the Hard Rock. And then get over to Florida Derby at 7. And then after that, the race is only 5 minutes.
There you go.
Go see the Marlins.
Sounds good.
All 4
Let's
things.
do it. Let's do it. We in?
That would be a great afternoon. You want to talk about being a sports fan? That'd be awesome. You go see the Panthers, the Miami Open at Hard Rock, Florida Derby, and then the Marlins game. Wow, that would be a great afternoon. And then stop by Monroe's, of course, if you get an opportunity. But that's the ultimate sports fan. Imagine that. You think you can do that? That'd be tough. That would be tough. A lot on tickets.
I don't think it's going to be big on too many people's radar, but if I happen to think about it, I might pop it on. We got the UFL starting this Sunday.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
I believe this is opening weekend for the new league that The Rock is a part of.
The 2 leagues combined, and there is football this weekend on Sunday.
USFL and the XFL, they merged, right? And they made the UFL.
That's right. That is this weekend. I totally forgot about that. But I think tomorrow, if you're a sports fan in Florida, our good buddy Jason who does the Gators, Gator Radio with Francis in the morning. I can see him doing it. He's the ultimate sports fan. Go to Panther game. Miami Stadium, Hard Rock. Go see the Derby and the Marlins.
Well, he's a big time Panthers fan, big time Miami Dolphins fan too. So, man, that could be right up his alley.
That's a good challenge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's another challenge for you. Pick up the phone right now, and we got your chance to win tickets to Rockville. That's right. Every day at 11:45 on Real Radio 92.1. This is what we do. We give you a big, big prize because we appreciate it. It could be a big concert, could be Tortuga, it could be Sunfest, anything that's going on big in the area, tickets to big sporting events, or maybe we'll give you a gift card to New York Prime. We always want to put a smile on your face, and your chance to call us right now at 877-927-6969. Tickets to Rockville.
We have a pair of one-day general admission passes to welcome to Rockville. That's going on May 9th through the 12th at Daytona International Speedway. You know who's going to be there? Foo Fighters, Motley Crue, Slipknot, Judas Priest, Anthrax, just to name a couple of the big bands that are going to be there. And that's right, Greek. We do give away big tickets to big concerts. We have a pair of one-day general admission passes. Give us a call right now. I see the phone lines are already full, so I'm going to get some people lined up, and we'll play a little He Said, She Said as soon as I get going here in a second. We'll be right back.
We appreciate it. Another big thing that's happening next month, which Monday will be April, will be Barrett Jackson, and we will be live April 19th. The Penthouse will be live. Whitman Rose at Barrett Jackson, April 19th. Another big event. We're happy to team up with Monroe's every chance we get. It's going to be a great time. Remember, when you go to Barrett Jackson all weekend, stop by Monroe's with the beautiful ladies, girls around you all the time. And it's also a good place tonight for Fetish Fridays. But to watch the madness tonight, you want to talk about madness, there'll be madness at Monroe's with a 5-star menu. And the place open till 5 a.m. and beautiful girls around you all the times. It's Monroe's of Palm Beach. Maybe your bracket sucks, but guess what? You'll feel a lot better if you get over to Monroe's and have a good time tonight on Fetish Fridays. Remember, there is polo this weekend, and tomorrow you can hear the Panthers on Real Radio. 12 o'clock, Panthers, the puck will drop pregame, and then you will hear the Panthers taking on the Red Wings. We will have some Panther hockey for you on the weekends and all the way through the playoffs and hopefully to the Stanley Cup where we can get a Stanley Cup. Panthers right now not playing well, lost the last 6 games, but hopefully get back on a winning track when they get back on Real Radio. So we're excited about that tomorrow as the locker room will be on 11 to 12 and then the Panthers.
We're going to bring them some luck. The Panthers down there at Amerant Bank Arena, they're taking on
Detroit.
See who they're taking on, the Red Wings?
Detroit.
All right. So that should be a good game. Yeah, 12 o'clock pregame, 12:30 puck drop tomorrow. You can catch that game right here on Real Radio. Speaking of games, we have a game right now. It's called He Said, She Said. Now, Jim called up, and he wants to win tickets to Rockville. Jim, how you doing today, buddy?
Hey, good morning, Penthouse. How you guys doing?
We're doing great, buddy. How are you?
Good, good.
Let's see if we can get you set up. You ever been to Rockville? Welcome to Rockville up there at Daytona.
No, I haven't.
Well, let's see if we can get you up there. We have a pair of one-day general admission passes to get you up there. I'm going to read you a quote, Jim. All you got to do is tell us, did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I, Jimmy, say it? And if you guess correctly, I'm going to play the audio to back it up. You'll be going to Rockville. Okay, bud?
Let's go.
All right, here is your quote. Do you have a package for me? Do you have a package for me? Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that, or did I, Jimmy, say that?
Greek.
Oh, and I'm sorry, that one was our very own.
Yes, you got a package for me?
That was Miss Francis. Greek said the but she said the phrase. I'm sorry about that, Jim.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, buddy. Next up, we have Patrick on the line. Patrick, welcome to the Penthouse. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you fellas doing?
We're doing great, Patrick. Thanks for also listening to Real Radio.
Could we be better, Greek?
No.
Yeah,
Awesome.
maybe a couple $1 million in the old bank account.
No, I'm happy.
No, you happy? Happy the way it is?
I
Okay,
got the
good.
madness of Florida Derby. I'm
Good to
excited.
know.
Working with you is perfect.
Well, Patrick, let's see if we can make your day a little bit happier by winning a pair of tickets to Welcome to Rockville. Now, I'm going to read you a quote, Patrick. All you got to do is tell us who said it, Greek, Franny, or me, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, here is your quote. I know where to put my balls. I know where to put my balls. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that, or did I, Jimmy, say that?
Oh, man, this is a tough one, but I'm going to say Jimmy.
Ooh, and
Randy said it, huh?
no, actually,
I know where to put my balls.
that one was Mr.
Damn,
Greek.
I think Greek said that.
Got to give you the buzzer. Sorry about that,
That was
Patrick.
he had it 1 out of 2. I don't think Franny's going to say she knows where to put her balls.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, if they're meatballs, you know.
Guys, have a great Easter.
You too, buddy.
All right, you too, Patrick. Thank you so much for trying. Next up, we have George on the line. George, welcome to the Penthouse. How you doing today, buddy?
Great, thank you.
All right, big fan of. Who do you like out of that lineup there? So we got Foo Fighters, Motley Crue, Slipknot, Judas Priest. Who do you rock out to?
Probably some Motley Crue.
Little Crew? Yeah, all right, baby.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Let's see if we get you set up with a pair of general admission passes to Welcome to Rockville. That's going on May 9th through the 12th. I'm going to read you a quote, George. Just tell us, did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I say it? Here is your quote. Do you like yours stuffed? Do you like yours stuffed? Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that, or did I, Jimmy, say that?
Greek.
Ooh. Sorry about that, George. That one was me. Do you like your stuffed with meat? Yeah, sorry. That one was me. Sorry about that, George.
Day, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
You too, George. Have a great day. And that gives Rick an opportunity to go to Welcome to Rockville. Rick, welcome to the Penthouse. How you doing, bub?
Great, thank you. How are you?
Great.
Doing pretty good. Let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of one-day general admission passes to Welcome to Rockville up at Daytona International Speedway. Talk about a big open area to have an awesome concert there. Now, Rick, I'm going to read you a quote. Just let us know, did Greek, Franny, or I say it, okay, bud?
Sounds good.
Here is your quote. I'd rather get licked than bit. I'd rather get licked than bit. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I am going to say Franny.
Ooh. Sorry about that.
Ooh.
That one was.
I'd rather get licked than bit.
That was our good friend, Mr. Greek.
That was
right
a true
over there.
statement.
Nah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a true statement. I'm sorry about that, Rick. Next up, we have JJ on the line. JJ, how you doing today, pal?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, let's see if we can make your day even better with a pair of one-day passes to Welcome to Rockville. All right, you ready, JJ? Are you ready for a quote?
Ready as I can be.
All right, let's find a good one for you here. We'll stay on the same theme of licking it. Here you go. Here's your quote.
It's hot.
26% of us always lick it. 26% of us always lick it. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I think Franny's a statistician there. I think it was her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. This is what it sounded like.
26% of us always lick it.
Always lick it. That's right. She knows. And JJ knew that was Francis that said that. Now, JJ, if you would, hang tight for a couple minutes. When we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we'll get you set up with those passes. Okay, bud?
Cool.
Nice.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you
Great
for
job, Jimmy.
participating in that game. All
That was
right.
tough. That went 5 rounds.
Yeah. We had quite a few there. Let's scratch that one off the old list. We'll have to get some new ones signed up and ready to go.
Every day on the Penthouse, we have a giveaway for you guys. Always appreciate you tuning in and checking us out. And that's our way of saying thank you. And also appreciate you guys getting involved with our sponsors. Always stop by Monroe's and have a good time. Tonight is Fetish Fridays. Get over there all weekend long. The girls will be there. Beautiful girls in Palm Beach are at Monroe's. Open till 5 a.m. Great 5-star menu and a great time to watch the madness. Maybe your bracket isn't good and maybe it's destroyed. But guess what? Go to Monroe's and you'll forget about your bad bracket and you'll have a good time and enjoy yourself with a beautiful lady. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. As a sports fan, do you think you could do that tomorrow? Do you think you go to the Panthers, the Miami Open at Hard Rock, the Florida Derby, and then the Marlins? That would be something to achieve. I'm juiced up to do that. I don't know if I can even do that. That is a lot of sports in one day. And it is pretty cool because it's all in the same area. You got to go a little far for the Marlins. But the Panthers, and then you come right up and you go to the Hard Rock and then go to the Florida Derby at Gulfstream and down to Marlins Stadium to see the Marlins. That would be a great afternoon if you're a sports fan. If you can't get down to any of those things, remember the Florida Derby you can bet at the Palm Beach Kennel Club starting 12 o'clock today. I will be over there today after the show and at Gulfstream tomorrow. And then the Panthers tomorrow you could hear on Real Radio. That's right. We got the Panthers tomorrow at 12 o'clock after the locker room. And you could check the Panthers out on Real Radio. And the Marlins are home tonight and all weekend against the Pirates. And if you want to listen to the Marlins, you can listen to them on our sister station, 1230 The Gambler. That's who has it. We have them all season long. Hopefully the Marlins get back on a winning track. Yesterday they were on the short end of it, 5-4. It is the Greek. It is Jimmy. We're going to have some fun facts coming at you in a few minutes after we get back after 12. It is Easter weekend, so I want to wish everybody a very nice holiday and enjoy yourself. And today is Good Friday. So if you notice the roads were a little bit light, I noticed that this morning. There is no school today, and a lot of people did make it a 3-day weekend. I'm sure a lot of people will be on the golf courses, kicking back and enjoying time with the family. It is Jimmy and the Greek. Frances is out. She will be back with us on Monday. Remember the locker room tomorrow, only 11 to 1 because we do have the Panthers on. We're trying to get Teddy Covers to give us a call to give us some winners. We'll be back in a few minutes in the Penthouse. Peace.
The bad news, the brain isn't all that great at hearing stuff and remembering it. The good news, you can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 92.1.
Hey, it's Rover from Real Radio, and we'd like to invite you to join us at Tanger Outlets on Saturday, April 13th for Tastings, an unlimited food, wine, and craft beer event. Get your tickets today at pbtastings.com, and you'll sample food from some of the area's best restaurants, finest wines, and great craft breweries. And your ticket lets you sample as much as you want. You can also be the first to sample with a VIP ticket that gets you in an hour before everyone else. For tickets and all the event info, head to pbtastings.com.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Hey, good morning. Checking out your drive here on 95 in the Turnpike. Currently accident-free. We do have some road repair on Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseff.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
If you're looking for the yard of your dreams, look no further than Moon Valley Nurseries. America's largest box tree grower is now open in Riviera Beach. Here you'll find a wide assortment of mature trees and hedges to choose from. Work with our dedicated nursery pros to plant your dream yard. Whether you're looking for instant privacy, a relaxing oasis, or a statement piece, Moon Valley Nurseries is here for you from planning to planting. Call 561-295-8852 to schedule a free design consultation or come see us at 3200 Broadway in Riviera Beach.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's a Greek. When I like something, I don't change. I like brunettes for a long time. I'm wearing Armani since I'm 12, and I'm a Yankee fan. And I found my favorite cigar, and it's Vega Fina. Take it from your boy. I love the way it smokes, and I enjoy it after a tough day. You know my life's tough. It's Vega Fina. If I don't know who to bet in a game, I go with a Vega Fina. It clears my mind. And at the track, I love winning on long shots and smoking a Vega Fina. Vega Finas can be purchased at Casa Monte Cristo and Boca Raton. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon Partners Weather Center, have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. We will stay mostly clear. We might see a cloud or two make their way on shore this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 70s along the coastline. Some areas might creep in to the low 80s. And then this is a copy and paste forecast throughout the weekend with increasing clouds both days.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
In Florida, hurricanes are a part of life. Our Category 5 storm catcher screens, shutters, and high-impact windows will help protect your home from hurricane winds, rain, and airborne debris. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're in The Penthouse on a Good Friday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio. Don't forget, tomorrow you can hear the Panthers on Real Radio. That'll be at 12 o'clock. Francis is out today, but will be back with us on Monday. Jimmy, good afternoon.
Hello and good afternoon.
And now it is time for some fun facts.
It's Freddy's Fun Facts. Well, we got a couple of fun fact sets today because today, you know that I'm kind of partial to our military, Greek, and today is National Vietnam War Veterans Day, and it's also National Nevada Day. And since I know Nevada is maybe your second favorite state next to Florida,
and Jersey,
just because of what's there.
Yes.
But we'll start with a couple of fun facts about the Vietnam Veteran Memorial Wall that's in Washington, D.C. to honor National Vietnam War Veterans Day. And a couple fun facts for that is that the memorial wall was dedicated on Veterans Day of 1982. There are 70 separate panels to make up each of the walls of the V shape that it has there. Takes 70, so there's a total of 140 of those panels with all the names on there. The two 200 feet long walls contain more than 58,000 names. The names are listed in chronological order by date of their casualty and begin and end at the origin point or center of the memorial where the two walls meet. Having the names begin at the end there, right, is meant to form a complete circle.
Okay.
So, and that's, the beginning and the end of the war.
Okay.
And that's what that represents. On Veterans Day of 2004, a memory plaque was also added to the site for the memorial site, and that was to recognize the soldiers whose lives were cut short as a result of their service in the war, but their names weren't on the wall itself. So, a couple of fun facts about our National Vietnam Veteran Memorial Wall that's in Washington, D.C. for National Vietnam War Veterans Day. Now, let's go on to something that might interest Greek here a little bit. We got National Nevada Day.
Ooh.
And because of that, we got some fun facts about the state of Nevada. The state was named after the mountain range Sierra Nevada. It's nicknamed the Silver State. However, Nevada is actually the largest gold-producing state in the U.S. and fourth largest in the world. America's largest silver deposit, the Comstock Lode, was found in Nevada in 1859. Keep your jokes to yourself. Las Vegas has more hotel rooms than any other city on Earth.
Not surprised.
15 of the top 25 largest hotels in the world reside in Las Vegas. The bill to legalize gambling in Nevada was first passed in March of 1931.
Wow.
The Hoover Dam, which is, of course, in Nevada, is the most famous tourist attractions. To this day, it is the largest single public works project in U.S. history. It contains over 3.25 million cubic yards of concrete. Famous, let's see, what do we got here? I got two fun facts left for National Nevada Day. Famous Nevada natives include former First Lady Patricia Ryan Nixon and tennis player Andre Agassi.
Yeah,
finally,
Agassi.
Yeah.
For years, I remember that.
Finally, the Stratosphere in Las Vegas is the tallest freestanding observation tower in the United States. There's a couple fun facts for you for today, and take it or leave it.
Thank you so much.
Maybe you
Jimmy.
can bet on it.
Yeah, maybe you can bet on it. Nevada always. Nevada gets a little bit of second place from Las Vegas. Obviously, everybody talks about going to Las Vegas. Very few people say I'm going to Nevada this weekend.
Don't even think much about it, right? Because it's really Vegas, right?
That's it. You don't hear anybody say I'm going to Nevada. You hear everybody say I'm going to Vegas. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. I threw out a challenge today. If anybody can go to 4 sporting events tomorrow, which would be the Panthers, Miami Open at Hard Rock, Florida Derby, and then the Marlins home. If anybody thinks they can do that, we would definitely help them out to achieve that goal. That would be a pretty big day, no doubt about it. Jimmy, I know you got some stuff about our buddy who's in and out of the news sometimes, but
boy,
he's got a new movie coming out.
I think this guy is really just trying to make people hate him at this point. Will Smith. Will Smith is back in the news again, and I don't know, was he on a podcast or something here? Because he wants to let you know that money doesn't make him happy anymore.
It's always people who say it who have tons of money. You know
Well, there you go. And if that isn't the answer, I don't know what is.
But it's
Boy,
true.
it sure is easy to say that when you've got all the money you need, right?
That's right.
He said, quote, "What happens is you just realize none of it can make you happy. Once you bought everything you want and there's literally nothing else on earth that you want to buy, I just wish that there was a gift that everybody could have because there's nothing that material can do to satisfy you. He's just basically saying there's nothing left in the world for him to buy. He's gotten everything that he wants. Anything that he does want, he can just get. So it almost sounds like he's just kind of bored with things, with it.
Well, I think for the drama, it just hasn't been better for him, obviously, and I think he thought it would go away by now, and it seems like people are still not, responding to him. We'll see how the new movie does. Bad Boys, whatever it is, 4, I think, coming out now. And we'll see how that does. Yeah. If that doesn't do well, then it might be a big difference where he might just go away for a while.
I think he should. Well, he sort of did.
He did.
He did kind of after the old Oscar slap there. I think he did sort of the right thing, but Jada didn't help. Because she's just constantly opening her mouth and inserting her foot and his at the same time.
Yep.
He did add that I've had money, I've lost money, then had it again, bigger than you've ever imagined. The first half of my life was gather, gather, gather. The second half of my life is going to be give, give, give. So hey. Send it on over our way, Will. But
we'll take it.
It seems like a very arrogant thing to say. And right now, I think the last thing that he needs to be doing is putting out something like that. Money doesn't make me happy anymore.
Well, because he's got so much drama since the Oscar. I think that's the whole thing. But we're going to see what happens with him, obviously. And Bad Boys is coming out. I think it's Bad Boys 4 with him again, and we'll see how it does. Hopefully for him and everybody involved in the movie, it does okay. I don't know how it's going to do. Yeah. I think people they've lost it for him. I mean, he was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood for a long, long time. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, people did like him, and that one incident has really turned people away from him, which unfortunately sometimes it happens.
I think some of the other negativity around him, especially everything with Jada and their extramarital affairs and what she did and everything like that, they were almost like he was sort of a punchline to some of that stuff. But, no pun intended. But since, I really didn't mean it, but you know what? That's actually a pretty good joke there. But, since that happened and he got such a negative, and then what's Hollywood's against you?
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
And then nobody wants to come near him.
I'm kind of surprised that this whole project came out with this movie. I figured they would have left him alone for a while, unless it was already in the making.
I think it was that they had a contract already to do Bad Boys. I believe it's 4.
I think you're right,
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe it'll do well. It's the first big movie he's done in a long time since the Oscar. But a lot of people, every time, his name comes up, it's just not a good thing. And I think sometimes when you fall out of the graces of people and, the public, it's hard to get back. I don't know if he can. Maybe the best thing is just to stay away, but we'll see how this movie does. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call to get involved with the Penthouse. You could also text us at Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
Now, Greek, you were talking about maybe going to the Panthers, then going to the Marlins game, doing a whole big route there. Now, I know you've gone to a bunch of football games and especially Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this question, and this is also for the audience, too. Finish this sentence. Never again will I, and then fill in the blank after that. It was one person... some people have their things like going to a concert without an actual seat. No more falling down the hill and sitting in the grass. So anytime that this person will go to a concert, it'll always be for a seat. Another person said, never again will I take out my contacts after chopping jalapenos. Well, I can understand that. Huh?
Yeah, that's not a good move.
Never again will I take a long road trip with kids during the daytime. I will only drive through the night from now on. So I guess they don't want the screaming. Another person said, never again will I pass the opportunity to do something that I have the money and time for. Life is too short, so excuse me while I have fun. Another person said, never again will I trust we know what that is, a fart. But what is something that you will never do again? 47142 is the text line. I've got it wide open. I'll read them on the air if you will share. You got one, Greek? Because I got one that I think you'll say.
All right, go ahead. I'll go with what you said.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I won't think I'll go to Super Bowl again. Yeah, I don't think so. I've done them enough times. Maybe if it's down here, maybe, but I don't even know about down here because it's such a pain in the ass. I'll probably get married.
Well, that and the last time. Well, or you get married again, yeah. The Super Bowl one, because I was even thinking, if it's down here, the last one you went to was down here.
It was a
and it
pain
was
in the
super
ass.
cold, and you had, you had
6
to,
hours to get
walk
home.
and everything. It was such a nightmare afterwards getting out of there. So I kind of figured that would have been one if I was like, I'll pick one for Greek, and it would be that.
Yeah. I think there's a couple different things that you could think of where you say, like, man, I would never do that again.
Yeah, never again will I fill in the blank 47142 or Jimmy at realradio921.com. The email address is wide open for me. I'll never go on a cruise again. More than likely. It was great. I'm glad I did. I had a lot of fun. Just from now on, like I'd rather do
vacation,
other ways of traveling and doing things like that. More than likely, I'd have to say.
Yeah, I mean, again, you do something and then you look at it, you say it was okay, but I don't want to revisit it.
This one seems kind of weird, but smoke. I'll never smoke again.
That's cool.
Now, that's a good one, right?
Yeah. I think there's a couple. I will never go to track if there's a gray horse and not bet on it. I always bet on gray horses.
There you go. There you go.
I will definitely do that. Fill it in, people. If you want to call, I will never once again. What is that?
Never again will I. Fill in the
Disagree with
blank.
my boss.
We'd love to know what that is. 47142 is the text line to start off that text with Real Radio.
It is the Penthouse on a Friday. Good Friday, everybody. Happy Easter to everybody celebrating. Before you know it, it will be Passover. We'll tell everybody again to enjoy Passover. Jimmy, who do we have on hold?
We have our buddy Manny checking in with us. Hey, Manny, what will you never do again?
I don't know. I don't regret anything.
That's my man. I love it. How you doing today, pal?
I'm doing good. Knocking out a little half a day, The weather's awesome out here today. Wow, man. I can't believe it.
When do you work a full day?
Every day, man. My boss listens. Chill out.
I'm just saying.
Hey, brother got to eat,
I know you do. I know you definitely do. What else going on, Manny?
Nothing. I just wanted to call. I know I tried to call on Monday and just, you did a great job last week, Greek. You killed it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I wasn't here, you wise ass. I know. It's funny. My boss said the same thing as soon as I walked in. Great job, Greek. Really appreciate it. I said, thank you, buddy.
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, that's the only time he gave me a compliment. But I love you, Manny. I can take it, baby. Let me ask you something. You're a sports fan, right?
Yes, sir.
Would you do that tomorrow? Go to the Panthers, go to the Miami Open at Hard Rock Stadium, go to the Florida Derby, and then the Marlins.
Well, I mean, if I had the means and the time, yes, of course. Why not?
You would do all four?
I mean, if hell yeah, why not?
That's cool.
I'm still young.
Well, I don't think your age has nothing to do. We didn't ask you to play in the games. We just asked you to go to the games.
Would you play in the games, Manny, if you could?
Just asked you to sit on your ass and drive. So we get a car to pick you up and provide tickets for all four events. We drive you there and drive you around. What do you think of that?
Sold.
All right. I just wanted to see if you would do it. I think that's a pretty cool day as a sports fan.
Oh, hell yeah. Just any sport, it doesn't matter what sport. Like, if you're not a fan, like you guys were talking about the other day, the Honda Open, there's a lot of people that just go and chill. There.
Yeah.
Just the ambiance and the experience of being, live it's just a whole other level. So, yeah, of course, to experience something like that would be awesome. That's definitely once in a lifetime thing.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. And that everything is the same day.
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to, can I request a Greek misspeak?
Sure. Absolutely.
Guys, I'm a big baseball fan. It's opening weekend, number 35 for my boy Frank Thomas.
All right. We can do that. And actually, right after that, then we'll play the new one, too, because we are right at that time. So, number 35. All right, here you go, Manny. This one's for you, baby.
This is your Greek Misspeak Review.
Remember, if you want a good painter, you got to go to somebody who shines shoes.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That does not make any sense.
Well, what happened is my mother used to shine shoes, and then she died. She got hit by a horse and carriage.
He sent out a tweet yesterday. He wants to fight an actress. Him and Wahlberg are going back in a little bit of word of wars.
Of course, this means war.
De Niro looked just like...
He did.
But then I realized it was Robert De Niro. Talking about playing something out. It's like doing Menudo concerts for like 3 years in Mississippi. they showed some audio.
You know how hard that is to do?
We had our one of our old DOSs was living in PGA National, and his alligator got attacked by a dog, and he had to wrestle.
You
it.
mean the dog got attacked by an alligator?
Well, whatever. Schematics.
Whatever. She was all like, and I'm like, whatever.
I'm like, whatever. It's all schematics there, Manny.
His dog got attacked by an alligator. And I saw him the other night. Isn't it amazing when things like, go around? I saw him the other night, our old DOS, a good buddy of mine. I saw him in Boca, and he's doing good. And we did talk about that time when his dog got attacked by the alligator at PGA. Crazy.
Well, man, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I love y'all. Keep doing a great job.
All right, Manny, you have a nice weekend. I hope the Easter Bunny's good to you.
Manny, stay out of prison, will you?
Yes, sir.
All right.
There's a goal.
Thank you. All right. Well, and I did tease it before that we're going to play this week's new Greek Misspeak in review. By the way, send in your requests to Jimmy at realradio921.com, or you can go to 47142 and text it to us. Start off that text with Real Radio.
This is your Greek Misspeak review.
For Boston.
Yes.
Because Boston's like the blue collar, sweet
for
Carolina.
Carolina.
There we go.
That is impressive. I don't know if I'm putting my hands in seafood water.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't be stupid.
Are you kidding me? You're the first person I think about before I go to bed and the last person when I wake up.
Wake up.
I ain't no knowledge of that or format.
The format agreed to by the two campaigns is as follows.
Again, we're talking point spreads. We're not talking about who's going to win or lose, because that is definitely not going to pay your rent. When you want your rent paid, it's the team that wins.
I never said that I made complete sense.
And even the Chiefs. I don't even think the Chiefs get enough blown up for what they just achieved.
They used to try to blow me up.
Jones gets gone by the Packers.
Yeah.
You mean you got fired?
No, I quit.
Cole does not need Tommy John surgery, but he is shelved indefinitely.
Shelf. SHELF.
You're shelved indefinitely.
SHELF.
Yeah, shelved indefinitely. That's what it
shelved indefinitely.
If a doctor tells you that this weekend, that's not a good thing. You go see him. Jimmy, I know you had something pretty funny from a Reddit thread about people. Somebody was asked people the funniest things that were experienced while they were getting it on.
Yeah, you're in the middle. Yeah, go time. And then something really silly and funny happens. So, yeah, somebody posted that on Reddit, and here are some of the responses they got for funniest things that they experienced while making whoopee, as they used to say. Someone's Google Home speaker responded and said, "I don't understand your request." I guess it overheard them.
Oh, wow.
Another person had written on a Reddit thread asking, what is the funniest thing that you ever experienced while getting it on? A guy squeezed his wife's boob, and at the very same time, a train going by blasted its horn.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
Oh, that's pretty good. I wonder if they worked on that.
Talk about a coincidence. Another person wrote, it found out the hard way that if you're really getting into it and the sound can activate the clapper and turn your lights on and off.
Oh, wow.
Clap on, clap off.
Wow. Or if you're just clapping for somebody's performance, you're like, whoa, good job, good job. Yeah. You have like a rating system. You put up an 8 or a 9. Good job. Awesome.
These are funniest things that people experienced while making whoopee. A guy's pet cockatiel had learned to, a guy's pet bird.
Okay.
Cockatiel had learned to mimic his mother-in-law's laugh, and he kept doing it. So every time that they were kind of going at it, the bird would start laughing, and it sounded like his mother-in-law. And he's like, he had to stop. He's like, I can't do it. I can't do it with your mother laughing at me.
Yeah, it kills it.
A couple was on the couch fully naked when the girl's father showed up.
Uh-oh.
He didn't know that they were naked because they pulled a blanket up on nice and high, but then he sat there and chit-chatted for over an hour.
Oh, my God.
And her and her blanket's naked.
Oh, my God. Imagine that.
Thank goodness they didn't have to get up, huh? This was a Reddit thread with the funniest things people experienced while getting it on. A guy blew his knee out switching positions. It wasn't funny for him. He had to have surgery, but his wife couldn't stop laughing at him.
Oh, that's brutal.
Can you imagine that? You get hurt?
Yep. That'd be funny.
This one happened after someone's sleep app was turned on recording them, and they realized it flagged the noise as animal noises.
Oh, my God. These are some crazy stuff.
A guy said, "I'll be right back," and left the room. Then at the exact same time, they both heard each other's breaking wind. We'll put it nicely. These are funny things that happened when people were getting it on. A guy accidentally made a noise that sounded exactly like Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Pretty close?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And finally on this list, 5 words, glow-in-the-dark condom. These are funny things that happen when people were getting it on. You ever have something comical happen to you, G? I remember our dog's nose kind of found its way somewhere it shouldn't have been. And boy, did I jump and scream like a little girl. Ah!
What the hell is that? I've heard people whisper in my ear, "I'm not a pro." You're like, wow.
Then why are you here?
Yeah. Why am I paying you? Why accepting the money?
Yeah, really.
It is the Penthouse on a Friday, a good Friday. It's always a good Friday when you got us on.
Damn right.
That's right. We appreciate you guys always listening. Happy Easter to everybody. Remember this weekend, be careful driving around. You don't want to bump into the Easter Bunny because he is delivering some baskets. When is it too old for you to get an Easter basket? How about that? Is there an age for that? I say no way. Give somebody an Easter basket. And we threw a challenge down to everybody tomorrow. Panthers game, then Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Open, then the Florida Derby at Gulfstream, and then the Marlins game. That is a big afternoon for sports fans. Do you think you can do it? And then on the way home, you stop by Monroe's. All right. How about that? That would be a great day. Do you think you'd have to win to do all that?
What's a quadfecta? Would that be a good quadfecta?
Yeah, it would
4?
be. Yeah, that'd be
Screw
awesome.
the trifecta. We're going for a quadfecta.
Yeah, that'd be pretty impressive, really, if you do all 4. Would be expensive, obviously, with the tickets.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Well, you offered free ones, right, to Manny? So
only Manny.
Sweeten the deal.
Well, I know he's on a bracelet, so he can't get out on weekends.
He's probably going back to prison soon.
He goes back on weekends.
I know his track record.
Yeah, so I knew that's why I offered him the thing.
I know what he does on weekends.
Yeah, so he can't be leaving. That's why I offered him the thing. It is the Penthouse on a Saturday. Hope you guys are having a good day. It is Easter weekend. Tomorrow again. Locker room on 1 hour, and then the Panthers will be taking over as they take on the Detroit Red Wings. It is the Penthouse. Franny's out today. Be back with us on Monday. It is Jimmy and myself. We'll be back in a few minutes with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Something is coming back into popularity that has not been popular for a very long time.
Sean Watson.
What? How dare you? My popularity remains at an all-time high.
The News Junkie, weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Monday, April 1st. Watch on Fox, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Last is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Hey, good morning. Checking out your drive here on 95 in the Turnpike. Currently accident-free. We've got some road clear on Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Spring is in the air, but so are airborne allergens like tree pollen, grass, mold, and ragweed. If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage springs into action quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds.
And you don't need a never-ending cycle of decongestants that can leave you feeling drowsy. Navage is the fast and easy drug-free allergy solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today so you can get outdoors and enjoy your favorite springtime activities. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
If you're tired of dealing with chronic pain or anxiety like me, there's a solution. Hey, it's Franny, and the solution for me was Miracle Leaf Port St. Lucie. Thanks to Miracle Leaf, I got my medical marijuana card, and now I can manage my symptoms naturally. With expert guidance, they made the process simple and stress-free. Their knowledgeable staff walked me through every step, including how to correctly use the medical marijuana registry. This is huge. At Miracle Leaf Port St. Lucie, they have 210-day renewal for your medical marijuana card rather than 90 days like those other places. So check them out today on their Facebook at Miracle Leaf Port St. Lucie.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Life's a constant swirl of shopping. Groceries, clothes, gifts, the occasional self-care splurge. You know how it is. That's why you should get the Drop app. With Drop, you earn points for shopping and turn those points into gift cards. Last year, I scored $150 in gift cards alone. Make sure to use code DROP23 when you sign up and get $5 in Drop points. That's DROP23. Get rewarded for shopping and download Drop now for free on the App Store or Google Play.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire the largest injury firm in the world for your injury case? Lots of people hired us. We've collected over $15 billion and won a lot. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
Save big during MVP's bonus days at Lowe's. Buy one select DeWalt 20V Max tool, get one DeWalt 20V Max Power Stack battery 2-pack free, a $179 value. Valid 3/18 through 3/29 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Car accident? Visit smithball.com to learn more about our legal power and how we can help.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. We will stay mostly clear. We might see a cloud or two make their way on shore this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 70s along the coastline. Some areas might creep into the low 80s. And then this is a copy and paste forecast throughout the weekend with increasing clouds.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Heroes in the Bible. This series tells the epic stories of tragedy and triumph of the most popular names in the Bible. Pray Radio, a spiritual haven where the most influential faith leaders and pastors across the United States converge to share their wisdom and insights. The Jesus Podcast. This comprehensive series stands as a pinnacle in Christian storytelling, meticulously unfolding the magnitude, impact, and depth of Jesus Christ. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Penthouse on a Friday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio. Francis is out. She'll be back with us on Monday. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And it's time for a lunchtime trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, baseball did open up yesterday. Unfortunately for the Marlins, they had a sold-out crowd, but they lost 6-5 in extra innings. Yankees, by the way, big win in Houston. Yanks down 4-0. Soto, big day, gets a hit, knocks in a run, and has a laser throw to get a guy at home plate. Hats off to the Yanks, 1-0. Mets today and Brewers, they are kicking off at 1:40. They will be playing as the Mets and Brewers open up today. In March Madness last night, UConn won by 30. They are an ATM. You just go and bet them and just close your eyes. Whatever amount you want, they win. Illinois beat Iowa State. That was a very good game. Alabama against North Carolina. Alabama gets to win. A little bit of a shocker there. North Carolina was up by half, and in the second half had a couple of big leads, but Alabama did not go away, and they ended up beating North Carolina, a number 1 seed. Was a little surprised about that. And Clemson gets a victory. They win over Arizona. That's a shocker. First time they're in Elite 8 since 1970. Tonight, you got 4 more games. Duke and Houston is going to be a barn burner. Going to love that game. Creighton and Tennessee is going to kick it off. North Carolina State at 101. They're taking on Marquette. And Purdue Boilermakers taking on Gonzaga. And that is your trifecta for lunchtime. Jimmy, do you have somebody on hold?
We do. We got our buddy Chris checking in with us. Hey, Chris, what's going on, pal?
Hey, brother. What's going on, Jimmy? What's going on, Greek? Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Hey, buddy. How are you today?
Yeah, hanging in there, another day, another day.
All right.
I didn't, shame on me, I didn't listen 1 or 2 days earlier this week, but, well, first of all, kind of lost interest in the NCAA because I'm not a big fan of any particular, but, when my father came back from Vietnam, he was stationed in North Carolina for a while. And he became a big Tar Heels fan. For over the years, has always been Tar Heels.
Cool.
So them dropping out last night kind of, I usually follow them. I mean, I still watch, even if it's whoever, I'll watch the final game because it's, it's exciting. But I kind of lost my reason to follow a little bit more because they dropped last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that happens when, your team, quote unquote, isn't in it anymore. It's a little difficult to watch, but I get it.
Are you happy Aaron Rodgers is not going to be vice president at Robert Kennedy Jr., so you don't have to worry about that drama?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got enough to worry about. the Jets seem to be spending, like I said last year, they seem to be spending a lot of money. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
They
They signed a couple guys with their front line, so hopefully it works out.
Yeah, they were talking to. Did I read it right? They were talking to Clowney earlier this week.
Yeah, he already signed with the Panthers.
Oh, he did. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
2 years, I think, $20 million.
Oh, God bless him. But I was going to ask you about the because I saw some. I was reading quick something else too. What are your opinion about the new kickoff rule? I thought it was kind of strange, just the way it was written.
It's going to be a little different. There's no doubt about it. It's going to affect some games. The guys are 5 yards apart. They can't, take off until the guy catches the ball. It's going to be different. There's no doubt about it. For the most part now, 90% of kickoffs are just fair catch, and that's it, or it goes out of the end zone. So it's going to add a dimension to the game. It's going to add another play. I think you might see, some run backs happen here and there. But it's definitely interesting. There's no doubt about it.
If you want to see what it looks like, watch on Sunday because that's how they do it in the UFL. So it'll give you a good idea. I mean, I've seen a couple of scenarios on how it works and where the kicker's on the 35-yard line and the way they line up on the other side of the field now. I was really against it at first, Chris, to be honest with you, because it was one of those things that I felt like the NFL was addressing something that really wasn't a problem, which was injuries on kickoffs. I mean, I don't know of too many injuries that were happening at that point, but, with collisions and stuff, I mean, every now and then, but it wasn't, I didn't think it was a big thing. But, the more I think about it, I like the fact that there's no fair catches, and that means that if it's not a touchback, then the guy's got to run it back, and it could be a little bit more excitement to the game. And I think I'm learning to like that idea a little bit, right? And it might also keep them from doing kick touchbacks as much.
Right. They had a zone where he would catch it, and it's a fair catch for a certain. If it goes into the end zone, then it's a different yard line, and then if he catches it in a certain spot, then he has to run it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's different. Again, like a lot of things, when something new happens, a lot of people don't like it and they complain. But we'll see. But it is different. There's no doubt about it.
The tackling new tackling rule, though, the hip tackling that they eliminated, because now you're just making it so that you can't get. How do you tackle them now?
Yeah, it's an offensive league, no doubt. They do every time it seems like they're changing a rule. It's to benefit the offense.
Yeah. And again, I understand it because that's the one injury that we do see a lot of is knee injuries, leg injuries, ankle injuries, foot injuries, and stuff like that. And a lot of it is from being pulled down like that. But, I mean, if you can't tackle a guy around his waist, I don't know how you're going to do it. Yeah, how are you going to bring these guys down?
Yep.
I think they're going to be like throwing their shoulders into their chest and like blowing them out. I think like if you hit him that high, you could almost knock him off his feet.
Yeah, it's going to be different. It definitely is. There's no doubt about it. But I think the kickoff rule is going to be a big difference, and people got to get used to it. And when it first happens, you'll be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. So right now we got to worry about the Yankees. We'll see what happens there.
Well, they're going to have a tough go at it. They got lucky yesterday. They got a game over Houston. Cole's out for 60 days. So hopefully he comes back and the Yankees are doing a little okay and they're not out of it by then.
Right.
Your dogs agree, it seems like.
Yeah. Apparently they're fans.
They're big fans.
She's standing at the window telling somebody to get the hell off the lawn.
All right. Way to be.
Yeah, she's watching the house. But, so that's it.
All right, Chris, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. I know you're a little jammed up and you got things going on, but thank you so much.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, you got it.
Take care, pal. Hey, you know what? Look who's on the line with us. We got our buddy Mike checking in with us. Hey, Mike, what's going on, pal? How are you?
Gentlemen, it's Friday. We have Marlins baseball from Lone Depot Park. We have Yankee baseball later. We have Panther hockey tomorrow. We have horse racing tomorrow. I can't really figure out what I'm going to do.
Well, we threw a challenge down there. You're one of the only sports fans that I know can do it.
If there's somebody that can do it, it's our buddy Mike. He can go. He can do all four.
Yeah, because you're a big Panther fan. So go to the Panther game, and then after the Panther game, go to the Miami Open at Hard Rock Stadium. After that, get over to Gulfstream. It's all going in the right direction. And then head south to the Marlin game. All 4 events. Do you think you can achieve that?
Well, tomorrow will be my first game with the Marlins this year, ticket-wise. So that's already booked.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
See if we can make some arrangements on the other stuff, and make it work.
Well, you're going to be at the Derby, aren't you?
Be at the Derby, straight from the Derby to Miami is the goal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hit the Panthers in a couple hours earlier.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers start at 12. I mean, you can watch the Panthers, get over to Miami Open, catch a match, and then go over to Gulfstream Park, watch the Florida Derby, and then go see the Marlins. You'll come home exhausted, but you'll achieve all 4 things.
It's a sports lover's dream.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's probably strange.
I would have did a giveaway if I knew about it earlier. I really would have.
Well, we got to find somebody to fund the trip now. That's it.
Oh, I'll fund it for you. Just to see it, and then you could document it on Facebook and put it on Instagram
Sure.
at all 4 events. That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. Something to consider for tomorrow. I will seriously consider if my body lets me do it. Yesterday we went 2 for 4, UConn and Illinois. I was very high in Illinois yesterday, Greek.
Yes.
Both 1-2s lose. As we go into Friday, I plan on playing Marquette, moneyline, Purdue moneyline, Duke getting the 4.5, and Creighton getting 3.5 on Hard Rock Bet. $100 returns $6.76.
The Creighton game, I don't know. It scares me a little both ways. It's going to be a close game. Tennessee, sometimes they don't play great, and sometimes they do, like most teams. I think Alabama was the shock. Today I saw on Twitter that only 15% of people had Alabama reaching the Elite 8. And I think that kid Stevens played great last night. But North Carolina had them. I mean, they really did. And I was up by 8 by halftime, but then the second half, they just couldn't close the door.
Yeah, I was not one of them. I was with you. I didn't see Alabama really making a far run in this tournament. Now 3 wins away from winning a national title. So
crazy.
They have a good squad. They play very up-tempo. They make a lot of threes, shoot a lot of threes. That's how
they're
they
fast.
play. I just didn't like them after watching both of those Florida games. Florida absolutely drubbed them.
Twice.
Towards the end of the season.
Twice.
And, I just didn't like them. But, going forward, it's kind of hard to say who's going to beat UConn. But I will also say UConn really hasn't played anybody in this tournament. I mean, they played a team who has no offense at San Diego State. Northwestern, who barely got by FAU if FAU didn't shoot themselves in the foot. And then just goes to show you, I have no idea who they even played in the first round. I forgot about it.
Stenson.
As a 16. Stenson, pardon me.
Yeah, and they got Illinois, the team tomorrow with the best offense in the NCAA. Do you think they can give them any kind of a hard time? Because, I mean, I don't know. I think you got to have the world betting on UConn now every step of the way. I think that line's 7.5. I saw it already.
It's up to 8, I think, on Hard Rock now. I'll take the 8 points. Yeah, I love Illinois. I think they're playing great basketball.
Oh, so you think they can stay within the 8 against UConn?
Yeah, I'm not sure they win, but, I mean, I do think they're going to stay within the 8.
All right. I appreciate that. You going to the Marlins tomorrow. Marlins had a tough game yesterday. Sold out, though. I did see they had 37,000, which is a good start for them fan-wise, against the Pirates, which, you know what, it's not like they were playing the Mets or Yankees or Cubs or Phillies.
No, it's always good to see seats filled there because it is a challenge as the year goes on. So opening day is very exciting. I believe the roof is going to be open tomorrow, which will be cool.
Oh, cool.
But yesterday was a nice turnout for the Marlins. I mean, they have these international events. I mean, I was at them last year, the World Baseball Classic, and they had the Caribbean Series this year. And they pack people in, but it just seems like the Marlins themselves have a tough time filling that stadium. But good baseball breeds people coming to the stadium. So their lineup is good. Their bullpen is very bad, and their pitching rotation is iffy because of injuries. And that's how their season is going to go, in my opinion.
Derby tomorrow, you gave us a couple of horses. That one horse in a 2-hole, I think Haley or Haiti now is like 7-2. It's really dropped in odds.
Yeah, I kind of figured he would. Won the Holy Bull, did it pretty impressively. I do like him tomorrow compared to the Ultimate Chalk Fierceness. I'm kind of staying with it. So if you guys want to play a couple long shots, I suggest you do. I mean, I think that where Fierceness drew the post is a tough spot, but he is a really nice horse, and if he does win, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to try to beat him.
Now, UConn playing Illinois tomorrow. If they do win, what do you think of that Houston-Duke game tonight? Going to be a very good game. Does Duke have enough to beat Houston? And Snead, as obviously the point guard who controls it all. Do you think they can combine with them? Roach has the broken finger, but going to be a good game.
Yeah, I do think they could. I like Duke 4.5. I think the line's pretty accurate on both sides. I think it's pretty generous in favor of Duke. Same time, I mean, Houston's very, very good. They play swarming defense, and the offense has improved since last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if Houston also runs them out of the gym. And Duke's had a lot of letdowns the past couple of years with John Shire as coach. Same time, I do think losing to NC State in the ACC tournament definitely humbled them, brought them to the tournament under the radar. And listen, ACC basketball is playing really well. Look at Clemson yesterday.
8-1.
Carolina blowing it. But yeah, I think Duke gives them a game tonight. They're in that parlay I just mentioned that I was going to play. Take the 4.5, see what happens.
It's going to be good. Again, last night's games were good. Little surprise about Arizona shot so bad last night, especially in threes. I don't know what their box score was for threes, but my God, it was terrible.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense because they have Ballo, the big kid, who pretty much dominated the second half.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Most of the game, do it.
Yeah, it was just terrible that they ended up doing that.
Yeah, it was. And, Arizona, one of those teams every year that we all hype up to be something that realistically they haven't been. I mean, they haven't won a title. I looked last night, 97.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time
now. Look at a lot of these programs, Greek, and you know them. Like they talk about this. It's hard to win, but if UConn wins back-to-back,
that's amazing.
You have these big blue blood programs that people put in. They haven't won a long time.
Oh, yeah. No, well, it's like the Cowboys with the Super Bowl. Everybody thinks the Cowboys have won a long time, not as long as in the 90s. But the last time somebody repeated was the Gators in 2005. So if UConn can do it, hats off to them. Again, got Illinois tomorrow. First team they're playing with some offense, so we'll see.
Yeah, and, back last weekend in the locker room, we had a caller ask about, top coaches in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I look back, and if Hurley's able to win back-to-back, it's 2 titles for him. Billy Donovan's got 2 titles himself. John Calipari has 1.
Yep.
And Tom Izzo's coached forever. He only has 1.
Yeah. No, a big one for him.
Those guys, yeah, I mean, you have Coach K, you got guys like Roy Williams who are, in my opinion,
legends
of the game. But I think a lot of these guys, for whatever reason, they just get too much ego credit compared to what their teams have actually won.
Well, also their personalities, too. They're huge personalities. They get out there. The coach of UConn's quiet. He's a quiet kid, doesn't say much, Hurley. And, only when they get interviewed. And he's not one of the, I don't think he's a big camera guy like he likes to be on. So these other guys self-promote. When you self-promote, you get out there.
Yeah. And I don't blame them for doing it. I mean, it's part of recruiting and part of getting kids to come to your school. But at the same time, if you want to look at it as a fan, there's just a lot of question marks around these great, and I put in quotes, coaches. So it should be exciting out of the tournament. A lot of baseball going on. The draft is coming up. So, yeah, sports is in a really good place.
Great day tomorrow if you're a sports fan. Like I said, go to the Panthers, the Miami Open at Hard Rock, Gulfstream for the Derby, and then the Marlins. Mike, always appreciate you calling. Appreciate your insight tomorrow. So you like the 2 and the 9 tomorrow in the race at Gulfstream Park for the Florida Derby.
I do. And like I said, there's a lot of long shots. You can mix and match some trifectas, exactas. If you want to play the Super, that's probably a good one, too. You play the Super with chalk up top and then a bunch of bombs underneath, box it. Shouldn't cost you that much money, and you'll, maybe alive to a nice price.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call. I know you're busy, and hopefully we can get a cigar over the weekend and watch some hoops.
Let's do it, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Take care, Mike.
Mike the Marlin, Derby winner last year, Florida and Kentucky. Jimmy, you have somebody else on hold?
We got Marcus checking in with the Penthouse. Hey, Marcus. How you doing, pal?
Hey, what's up, Penthouse? How y'all doing?
Doing good, bud.
Excellent.
So I don't know if I missed it. I listen every day, but sometimes, with work and stuff, sometimes I miss things. But I know y'all mentioned about the Derby, some long shots, and I've been listening, and I got a couple of them. But is there anyone in particular, Greek or Jimmy, that you guys are going to play that you're looking to put some money on some long shots because I'm just like you, Greek. I only bet long shots. I like the low risk, high reward kind of bets. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean the 11 is a long shot at 30 to 1. 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Yep. Right now, that's what we're looking at. The 5 is currently at 20 to 1. The 7 is 20 to 1. Cadillac. Seminole Chief is 30 to 1. So a little hometown there, little Seminole. You gotta kind of throw a couple bucks there. And then Iris's Dream is the 11 horse that Greek's been talking about, currently at 30 to 1. But I'm sure those numbers will go up when we get close to post time. But I'm definitely going to be putting money on the 11.
Yeah, and what is the 1 odds? Do you see that?
Number 1 is 12 to 1 at the moment.
Yeah.
That's Frankie's Empire.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But just take a shot. If 1 comes in, you're in good shape. If not, it's fun. It's 2 minutes of excitement, and you got something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that. But also, too, earlier in the week, I believe, or maybe it was last week, but the gentleman I think I was just on, I think, I'm not sure if I recall correctly, but I thought that you guys said that maybe he was going to give a couple trifectas or some picks on trifectas or exactas.
He gave to Florida. He likes the 2 and the 9 tomorrow in the Derby, and that's Mike. He is a friend of the show. He's been on once in a while. He's a big horse guy. He owns horses. He's a very good handicapper, and he likes the 2 and the 9 tomorrow. Those horses are not long shots. They are the favorites, but that's who he likes based on their past performance of other races they've won.
Understood. All right, cool. Thanks, fellas. I appreciate it. That's all I got, man. I listen every day. Y'all are the best. I won a bunch of stuff from y'all. I met y'all a couple times, too, and I just appreciate all y'all do, man. You make my day.
No problem. And again, it's the 2 and the 10, not the 9. Excuse me. The 2 and the 10 he likes tomorrow in the Derby.
Okay, 10-4. All right, appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Marcus. Have a good day.
Marcus, you have a great day.
It is the Penthouse on a Good Friday. Happy Easter to everybody. I hope the bunny's good to you. And if you're driving out there, be careful. It is Jimmy and the Greek. Francis is out. Be back with us on Monday. We got one more hour for you. We'll come back with some Florida stories and a lot more on a Good Friday. Peace.
What's a Real Radio podcast? It's Real Radio on demand. Find your favorite show at realradio921.com.
Hey, it's Rover from Real Radio, and we'd like to invite you to join us at Tanger Outlets on Saturday, April 13th for Tastings, an unlimited food, wine, and craft beer event. Get your tickets today at pbtastings.com, and you'll sample food from some of the area's best restaurants, finest wines, and great craft breweries. And your ticket lets you sample as much as you want. You can also be the first to sample with a VIP ticket that gets you in an hour before everyone else. For tickets and all the event info, head to pbtastings.com.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Hey, good morning. Checking out your drive here on 95 in the Turnpike. Currently accident-free. We've got some road work here on Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseff.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida. Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and there's a basketball tournament on, and I can't think of a better place to watch the games, and a beautiful lady, your own cheerleader. Get over to Monroe's for the big tournament. Enjoy yourself. Open at 5 a.m., 5-star menu. Whether your team's winning or losing, you're a winner. You know why? Because you're at Monroe's of Palm Beach with the hottest ladies in South Florida. And don't forget, Friday night, Fetish Fridays. It's Monroe's. It's hoops. It's a perfect evening, baby. Hit that three-pointer. Peace.
If you're looking for the yard of your dreams, look no further than Moon Valley Nurseries. America's largest box tree grower is now open in Riviera Beach. Here you'll find a wide assortment of mature trees and hedges to choose from. Work with our dedicated nursery pros to plant your dream yard. Whether you're looking for instant privacy, a relaxing oasis, or a statement piece, Moon Valley Nurseries is here for you from planning to planting. Call 561-295-8852 to schedule a free design consultation or come see us at 3200 Broadway in Riviera Beach.
Hey, it's the Greek, and happy Easter from Trajan Wealth. It is the holidays, and when the holidays are here, you think about your family, your friends, and your life. And what about your life? You worked hard your whole life, so now it's time for you to think about your future and your retirement, and Trajan Wealth can help you. Pick up the phone today and give them a call at 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. It's Easter on Sunday, and enjoy it with your friends and family, but you also got to think about when you're not working anymore, because when you're not working, it's retirement time, and Trajan Wealth can help you find those Easter eggs. That's right. Figure out a plan and a goal. Call them today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Offices in West Palm Beach, stop in today and get a free consultation. Trajan Wealth wishes everyone a happy Easter. Peace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Lost 80s. Just search Lost 80s and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. We will stay mostly clear. We might see a cloud or two make their way on shore this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 70s along the coastline. Some areas might move into the low 80s. And then this is a copy and paste forecast throughout the weekend with increasing clouds both days.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You're back in the Penthouse on a Good Friday. Thanks for always tuning into Real Radio. Francis is out today. Be back with us on Monday. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
I am the Greek, and we're going to get into some Florida stories, I believe.
Sure are.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
We are never going to ever run out of stories about Florida. Oh, it is. It's pretty wild. I'll tell you what. You always go through, it's like, Freddie does this every day, right? So, when I go to do it, it's like, all right, so I'll look here, look at that. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one.
There's a ton.
I've got 3 new ones from separate from this morning. And here we go. Let's get right into it because a Florida man has been arrested after he allegedly made several 911 calls in which he made violent threats towards Charlotte County Sheriff's Office employees, including the sheriff himself. Michael Minucci, 52, made his first 911 call around 6:24 p.m. During his call, he reportedly threatened the operator saying, "I'm going to light you on fire because I'm a cop, bitch, and I'm going to kill you if you come near me." Then 2 minutes later, he called back again. However, this time, he threatened multiple CCSO supervisors by name, stating, "I want them beheaded.
Not good.
You are dead if you come near me," adding, "This is not a threat, it's a fact." The third and fourth 911 calls were targeting Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummel. "I'm going to commit arson on him," he stated. So they tracked him down and eventually he confessed to it. And, they weren't back and forth. "Oh, no, I didn't do it. Well, no, that was this. No, I was actually just calling for help." No, they got him. They've arrested him, and he's facing charges of misuse of a 911 or E911 system.
Terrible.
I'm thinking there might be some additional charges you want to put on there, like violence, threatening violence.
Yeah, not good.
Well, let's go over to our favorite county, Polk. That's right. This guy thought it would be a great idea to steal some beef jerky and pistachio nuts.
Beef jerky?
No, that went wrong. By the way, he swiped more than $100 worth of beef jerky and pistachio nuts from a convenience store.
Wow.
How do you, what do you got, boxes and cases and this stuff? What is it?
Just throw it in your trunk. Surveillance
video shows Anton, I'm not even going to try,
Don't worry
of the area. He was walking into a Love's truck stop and stopping to look at a sign depicting a deputy patrol car that read "Free ride if you shoplift from this store." Well, I guess he took that as a challenge. According to Polk County Sheriff Grady Judge, my favorite, he continued walking inside the store, grabbed a bunch of beef jerky and pistachio nuts, just strolled right out.
See you later.
Yeah, nuts for a nut, right? According to Judd. Judd said when the employees who saw him steal the items went to stop him, he ran into his truck while they called police. He was then taken to jail because they caught him right away, and Love got his beef jerky back, fortunately. He's been charged with first-degree petty theft. Finally, in today's What the Florida, this is a little bit of a What the Florida and a little bit of a PSA, too, to keep things in mind in case you see something like this sitting outside of a store. And this is going right up to our good friends here in Martin County, where the sheriff's office there is learning about a new crime trend designed to steal your credit or debit card information. And they're doing it via Bluetooth technology. That's right. So what they do is like a family of people will stand outside of a store and look like they're, kind of homeless or they need help or something like that.
Yeah.
They don't really bother you too much, but they're just staying there. Meanwhile, they've got somebody on the inside with a Bluetooth device, and it's right near the credit card readers by the cash register.
Okay.
And what it does is while you're swiping or you got your card in there, it's reading the credit card information off of the card reader.
That sucks.
And then at the same time, it's transferring the information out to the family that's out front.
That's terrible.
So, and then that's how this is the latest and newest scam in order to get credit card devices and whatnot.
Terrible.
So, Sheriff Snyder of Martin County said that they've learned about the crime trends from their counterparts in California. Apparently, is where it's they've been picking up on these things, and they're just saying if you see these things, just be careful when you if you see something like that going on. Somebody's just kind of standing around near the card reader. It could be somebody scamming you. So just not a good thing. So keep an eye on that. And well, there you go. There's a little bit of What the Florida, a little PSA involved with it too. And you want to take a phone call?
Sure, brother.
We got our buddy Evan checking in with us. Evan had a Greek misspeak request, which we can get to at the end of the call. But what do you got for us today, Evan? How you doing?
Hey, boys. Thanks, man. Greek, I had two things for you. First of all, have you ever been to a turf race at a small venue, not at a big, not at a big track?
Nope. But I am a big fan of the turf races because it just seems like with the turf races and what he's referring to is when horses run on grass, the long shots have better chances. It just seems like they do better on those turf races.
About 15 years ago, we went to Nashville.
Okay.
A friend of ours took us to this. It's basically like a park, and there was no stadium, there was no seating or anything like that. It was like a hill, and everybody sat on this hill, and you had your coolers and your blankets and all that kind of stuff. And when the horses would take off, the ground, because you're sitting on the ground, and you feel the actual like 12, 20 horses, whatever it was, and to feel the ground, it was, when they would start taking off, then they go around the track, and when it start coming around to the back stretch and come around.
Yeah.
The feeling was just so, you felt it in your whole body. It was just
sure.
Cool. Yeah. And to watch them go by, it was a lot of fun. I really liked the turf racing.
Yeah, it's cool at Gulfstream. I mean, they do it. They'll tell you in the program, obviously, this is a turf race coming up, but I find it to be a lot of fun and better chance for the long shots to come in for whatever reason.
Well, probably because maybe they run better on grass than they do on dirt.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, they actually say grass slows down a horse more than it does dirt.
Makes sense.
Yep. Okay. Now here's my trivia. This is not going to be Yankee trivia.
Okay.
Who was the player picked right before Michael Jordan?
Oh, Jesus.
In the draft.
I know Bowie was picked before him in that year.
That was good enough. That's good enough. You answered it.
Okay. Thank you. Sam Bowie.
A lot of people say Olajuwon.
Yeah.
But he was picked first, then Bowie, and then Jordan.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, I was living in San Francisco, and the Warriors were out there, and so all these people are, Bowie, we're getting Bowie and all this stuff because Bowie was like 7-1 or something like that, but he had terrible feet.
Yeah, he had bad. Yeah, he had always problems with his feet.
Well, yep, that was it. He had bad feet, and so everybody. And so my friend's father goes, and he goes, I'm telling you guys, watch for this kid Jordan. He is going to be a superstar. Like, man, no, we got Bowie and all these guys, and he goes, no, I'm telling you, and he's like pointing his finger, watch it, I'm telling you right now. And boy, was he right, huh?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, there was a couple guys, Odin, a couple years ago from Ohio State. He had a lot of problems with his feet, his career, not good. Bill Walton, Bowie, another guy, these tall guys, they have problems with their feet, and they just, break bones in there, and they can't heal. Odin was big, great at Ohio State, a big first-round pick, too, and he was bad.
Yeah, he went to Seattle, didn't he?
I don't know what team he went to, but he did not. I thought Portland, I'm not sure, but he did not do well because of injuries. Yep. And the same thing with Bill Walton.
And Ralph Sampson, he was weaning when, he was 7'4", 7'5", remember? Yeah. Remember? Did you watch basketball back when he and Ewing were big stars? In college?
Yeah, I was a kid, but I watched it. Yeah. I remember when Virginia used to play Carolina and all those games, and Georgetown and them. And Georgetown was very good in the Big East End, and St. John's had great teams, and Providence, Villanova. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, Pearl Washington. Yep.
I like basketball. I didn't like the shot clock, but I like it before the 3-point shot. Just kind of took away some of the game to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's different game, obviously. There's no doubt about it.
Well, me, I'm old school. I didn't like the designated hitter because I didn't think it was fair when a pitcher could throw at a batter, and but he couldn't be thrown at, remember how pitchers used to hit somebody, but he couldn't get hit, remember that deal?
Yeah.
How it used to be.
Again,
all right, guys.
It's one of those situations. The game is going to change. It just happens. That's just the way it evolves, just like the NFL. They're changing this year. Obviously, with the kickoff rules, so there's going to be changes, and that's why you can't compare eras.
Sure, no, and I did watch the spring football last year, and that was different. Well, it's not as bad as how arena football. Remember how arena football kickoffs were?
Yeah. They were crazy, too.
It hit the net. Yeah, hit the net or hit the wall or whatever. You know, you go like, what the heck's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Now, you said you're only going to be on for an hour tomorrow?
Yeah, because we have the Panthers on tomorrow.
Gotcha. All right, guys, I'll be listening.
You appreciate it, Evan. I always do. More college football, basketball fans, players, speaking about stuff that came out last night. North Carolina did lose, and a couple of basketball players, got some nasty things for 100 over DMs following the game, and not great. And, this is something that's occurring more and more, and fans who are betting on them are getting very angry and mad. Last night, North Carolina was big, decent favorites, 4.5, 5 points, and they ended up losing. And then fans are getting there, and first thing they're doing is they're getting in their DMs, which sucks for these kids because they shouldn't have that deal with that problem. It is the Greek. It is Jimmy, and it is time for a new Greek misspeak. I also have a request for number 14 and 40 if you want to do that.
All right, we'll get them ready, and we'll start with the new one. We also, and I was trying to get there at the end of the call there, Evan had one as well.
Okay.
So we'll get to his request. So, and we got a caller on hold.
Okay.
So if you'll hang tight, and we'll get this all here in a second. So we'll start with this week's new Greek misspeak in review.
This is your Greek misspeak review.
For Boston.
Yes.
Because Boston's like the blue collar, sweet
for
Carolina.
Carolina.
There we go.
That is impressive. I don't know if I'm putting my hands in seafood water.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't be stupid.
Are you kidding me? You're the first person I think about before I go to bed and last person when I wake up.
Wake up!
I had no knowledge of that or format.
The format agreed to by the two campaigns is as follows.
Again, we're talking point spreads. We're not talking about who's going to win or lose, because that is definitely not going to pay your rent. When you want your rent paid, it's the team that wins.
I never said that I made complete sense.
And even the Chiefs. I don't even think the Chiefs get enough blown up for what they just achieved.
They used to try to blow me up.
Jones gets gone by the Packers.
Yeah.
You mean you got fired?
No, I quit.
Cole does not need Tommy John surgery, but he is shelved indefinitely.
Shelf. SHELF.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, Evan had a request for number 21 for, of course, one of his favorite Yankees, Paul O'Neill.
Oh.
This is your Greek misspeak review.
You want the turkey? You're going to have some carrots.
What's up, Jack?
If you don't use a pencil, what happens? It says sharpen. If you use the pencil, the pen gets a little dull. And then eventually you got to sharpen again. And then there's no pencil left.
Want to see my pencil? 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 No, you want to see my pencil.
I mean, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense.
Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about things that don't make sense.
He faces charges of burglary.
What, I asked you in the story, is the door open?
Yeah. He let himself in.
Wow, you think, is that still burglary if the door's open?
It's burglary.
Gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
I'm tremendous. I mean, I can't be any better. I'd be better.
What? We can do better.
But I don't care if they got the greatest person in the world. They could juggle and do frisbees.
My parents never smiled because I had brain damage.
Brain damage.
Nice.
You had two requests?
Well, we should get to person on hold. You want to get them?
Oh, okay. We got, I forget. What name did you give me today, buddy?
It's Melvin again.
Who is it?
Oh, it's Melvin. That's right. Yeah.
Melvin. What's up, Melvin?
Melvin's on the line.
Happy Easter.
Hello, boys and girls.
Can't hear you too well, Melvin.
I said hello, boys and girls.
I know, but we just... No, she's off today. We can't hear you too well. I think you have you're in a bad area.
Is that better?
Not great. You want to call us back?
Sure, I'll call you back.
Okay,
Sure.
buddy.
205.
That was Jimmy for the playback. 205.
JIMMY to be precise. Now, we had a couple of misspeaks.
14 and 40.
14 and 40. So any dedication or just...
Guys that are listening that are texting me.
All right. Well, here's number 14. Here is Greek Misspeak 14. There you go.
This is your Greek misspeak review.
Johnny C, my boy, is sick. He'll be back in the house tomorrow. We are wishing him well wishes. And there are some women, and I have known them, dated them, that are better negotiators than I've seen guys. They'll take the dentures out of your teeth. You kidding me? To me, that's a lot of time wasted that you could be doing something else, because you are at the help desk, so I'm assuming your phone rings all day long with people who need problems.
More money, more problems.
I could use a few.
Maybe about 2 o'clock, just go home, jump back in a pillow, and say, hey, I'm done. I'm doing this over again. Jump around. Come on, girls and boys. Give me some Michigan Maxine. That's the only thing I got.
What?
Yeah.
Is that how you're ending it?
I think he's having a stroke.
You mean stroke it?
They're on vacation. They got 3 sex changes for the price of 4.
3 for the price of 4.
This guy sucks.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
All right, and number 40.
This is your Greek Misspeak Review.
B-52s were there, so I ended up betting the 5, 1, and 2 again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Of course I did.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Where'd the 1 come from?
Why are you asking so many questions? Tiger Woods picked up his Medal of Honor from President Trump yesterday. Jimmy was in the garden chopping some butches.
I don't think that's accurate.
LeBron says he knew nothing about this, but that's what he's going with. He knew nothing about it. Jimmy was in the shop shaving some razors.
Uh-oh. Did I say that or just think it?
And again, special thanks to Nate who brought us a pizza.
That's right.
Stombari.
Oh boy, that sounded bad.
And the drivers want better benefits, better pay, and less commission from Uber.
Well, which is it?
And without any further ado, the star of the show, the person who straws the drink. Francis! Nice!
It can be hard getting the words out sometimes. I know that.
Trimming some butches.
I like that. I was there at the track. I bet the B-52s 152. Where did 1 come from?
Where do 1 come from? Why are you asking so many questions?
Yeah, come on. Leave me alone.
Yeah, come on.
Who's on a hole? Melvin?
Melvin's back.
Melvin's back.
Hello.
What's up, Melvin?
Thank you so much.
What's going on?
So, what do you think about March Madness?
Little surprise last night, some of the games, like a lot of people. Clemson on a big run. North Carolina State, we'll see how they do. ACC's doing great, 8-1. But I was surprised Carolina lost to Alabama last night after having a lead at halftime and then the second half going up by 10 a couple times.
Alabama played well.
Yeah, they did.
That was the best.
That kid Stevens, great game, that kid. Did it all, played some good defense, hit threes. I don't think anybody's going to beat UConn. UConn just, I think they're a very good team. They got better from last year. Actually did.
Yeah. Arizona played really stupid. They had no business winning that game. All they were doing was jacking up threes.
And they shot so bad last night from threes. Their shooting percentage for threes, I haven't looked at the box score, but it had to be terrible. I mean, they really were terrible from threes. And they kept going to them.
And they were still throwing them up.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they had no game plan. No game plan. Now, moving on to the NBA.
Yes, sir.
God almighty. Those Celtics are just bad for my heart. They are ugly as whatever metaphor you want to throw in there.
Well, last night was obviously a terrible game for them. The Celtics last night were 17-point favorites, and they lost the game.
They're decrepit. They're ugly. They're soulless. They're zombies. They have no integrity, no pride. I mean, Tuesday night, they blew a 30-point lead.
Yeah.
How do you blow a 30-point lead without making an effort to do so?
No, it's a bad game last night playing the Hawks. Murray had a big game, scoring 44. But, yeah, bad night last night for the Celtics. I think they're still the best team in the East. They're just not playing. This week has not been a good week for them, obviously.
I mean,
Arizona, I did check up last night. They were 5 for 28 on three-pointers. 5 for 28.
Wow.
17%.
That's like 18%.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, horrible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think you're right. UConn is just head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, they got the first chance in a long time to repeat as champions. First team since 2005, 2006 Gators. He's a good coach, doesn't get enough notoriety because he's quiet, but they're a good team. I mean, they got a great point guard in Newton, the center. They got some good players. Spencer, they're deep. I think Illinois is the first team they're playing in the tournament, though. Let me say that. Illinois has got a good offense, and the first 3 matches for UConn has not been anybody strong.
Purdue might give him a match, too, because they got that big guy in the middle.
Who?
Purdue.
Yes.
They got that guy, Easy.
Yeah. That Billy Purdue would give him a match. Again, that's on the other side. They play Illinois, obviously, tomorrow. They win tomorrow. They're in the Final Four.
Yeah. Hey, Red Sox won last night.
Yeah, they beat Seattle.
Watching them.
Yeah, they beat Seattle. Our good friend Drew Martin picked him from WagerTalk.com. The pitcher for Seattle last year lost to the Red Sox 3 times, and that was the only team that he didn't have a winning record again. And Drew from WagerTalk.com said the Red Sox were a good bet yesterday.
Baseball's back.
Yes, it is.
All righty.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Melvin. Have a nice holiday.
You too.
47142 is the text line. Just start off that text with Real Radio. Our buddy Hugh's checking in. Now, we know Hugh. He knows the ponies a little bit too, right?
Yeah, likes them.
He's got a little take on the Florida Derby tomorrow. He says, I've got a live long shot to consider. Number 6, Ladom Bro. It's currently sitting at 15-1. The son of Macho Man has a slow start to his career, but has really taken a shine to the Gulfstream atmosphere. He ran second in his last 2 starts, the Swale and the Fountain of Youth. Trainer Ernie Cordura, 20 years old, is getting his first taste of Grade 1 competition. So Ladom Bro should be closing on the leaders down the stretch. See it in the winner's circle from Hugh. So he's recommending the 6 horse.
All right.
Let's see what the number turns out. Currently 15-1, so that number can go up.
Yeah, I think, again.
Get closer to, we got to 20 plus?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, for me, there's 8 really horses out of the 11 that have long odds, decent odds. There's about 4 or 5 that have really long odds. So 1, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones.
Bet them all.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
just make this real easy. Bet them all.
It's a little depressing if it loses because you go, there's 11 horses and I got 8. And I got 8.
You can bitch. You know that. You know it.
Come on. So you just do it. I mean, if you can't bitch about it, it's not worth doing. So work it out and try. Say, all right, this is what I'm going to do. It is the Penthouse on a Good Friday. Hope you guys are having a good day. We appreciate all the time for you tuning in. We had Rockville tickets for you today, and we also had Dave Matthews during the week. It is always a good time on the Penthouse. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Franny's out today. She'll be back with us on Monday. Tomorrow, Locker Room will be live for 1 hour. Then the Panthers. And I did get notification. Teddy Covers will be calling in tomorrow at 11:40.
Nice.
So we'll get some winners from Teddy. A couple games he did like tonight. I'll get into that in the Greeks trifecta. And then the Panthers will be on at 12 tomorrow. The puck will drop here. It is Jimmy and the Greek. It is the Penthouse on a Good Friday. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I would not expect. I always thought the bees would be in their bee thing, the hive.
The scientific term.
Yeah, their bee thing.
The bee thing.
Sabrina, you're talking to the guy that called them NASA people earlier.
They are NASA people.
The news junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Monday, April 1st. Watch on Fox, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Last is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Hey, good morning. Checking out your drive here on 95 in the Turnpike. Currently accident-free. We've got some road work here on Okeechobee Boulevard eastbound before Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Hey, it's a Greek. When I like something, I don't change. I like brunettes for a long time. I'm wearing Armani since I'm 12, and I'm a Yankee fan. And I found my favorite cigar, and it's Vega Fina. Take it from your boy. I love the way it smokes, and I enjoy it. After a tough day, you know my life's tough. It's Vega Fina. If I don't know who to bet in a game, I go with a Vega Fina. It clears my mind. And at the track, I love winning on long shots and smoking a Vega Fina. Vega Finas can be purchased at Casa Monte Cristo and Boca Raton. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Seminole Casino Coconut Creek is your local gaming destination featuring over 2,000 slot machines, more than 80 live table games, plus 30 tables of live poker. Introducing a new era in gaming with live craps and roulette. Prefer smoke-free? Visit the smoke-free pavilion full of more slots, live table games, and easy access from the west parking lot. Enjoy NYY steak and our other dining options. Experience live entertainment throughout the week at Sunset Grill, Nectar, and Soundbar. Visit CasinoCoco.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
If you're tired of dealing with chronic pain or anxiety like me, there's a solution. Hey, it's Franny, and the solution for me was Miracle Leaf Port St. Lucie. Thanks to Miracle Leaf, I got my medical marijuana card, and now I can manage my symptoms naturally. With expert guidance, they made the process simple and stress-free. Their knowledgeable staff walked me through every step, including how to correctly use the medical marijuana registry. This is huge. At Miracle Leaf Port St. Lucie, they have 210-day renewal for your medical marijuana card rather than 90 days like those other places. So check them out today on their Facebook at Miracle Leaf Port St. Lucie.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Spring is in the air, but so are airborne allergens like tree pollen, grass, mold, and ragweed. If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage springs into action quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. And you don't need a never-ending cycle of decongestants that can leave you feeling drowsy. Navage is the fast and easy drug-free allergy solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today so you can get outdoors and enjoy your favorite springtime activities. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach. News Junkie is sponsored by FAMU's Mary. Educate, learn, talk.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single, silver, unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on silver, unlimited plan. Tax and fees apply.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Real Radio weather.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. We will stay mostly clear. We might see a cloud or two make their way on shore this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 70s along the coastline. Some areas might creep in to the low 80s. And then this is a copy and paste forecast throughout the weekend with increasing clouds both days.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with My Lowe's Rewards, your savings just keep coming with members-only offers. Learn more about the new loyalty program at Lowe's.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Heroes in the Bible. This series tells the epic stories of tragedy and triumph of the most popular names in the Bible. Pray Radio, a spiritual haven where the most influential faith leaders and pastors across the United States converge to share their wisdom and insights. The Jesus Podcast. This comprehensive series stands as a pinnacle in Christian storytelling, meticulously unfolding the magnitude, impact, and depth of Jesus Christ. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the physicians at MMJ Health.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You're back in The Penthouse on a Friday. Want to wish everybody a very nice Easter. Hope you guys have a very nice holiday, and it is Good Friday. Francis is out. We'll be back with us on Monday. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And it's time for your last trifecta.
Nuts.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
Yesterday, there was some madness. It did begin the Sweet 16 and will continue on tonight. UConn won big over San Diego State, beating them by 30. Clemson did shock Arizona, and the first time they're in Elite Eight since 1970. Alabama, big shocker too, beating North Carolina. So I was surprised about that. Alabama and Clemson are going to play on Saturday, and that'll be the winner. We'll get to the Final Four. It sounds like a football game. That's going to happen. Tonight, Houston's taking on Duke. Going to be a good game. Gonzaga and Purdue, another good game. Marquette, North Carolina State, and Tennessee and Creighton. And those are your games for tonight. So we'll see what happens, and we'll be at a Final Four on Sunday night. And it'll be the last time you'll hear somebody say, how is your bracket? Only 15% of people had Alabama getting to the Elite Eight. Baseball yesterday, Marlins did open up down in Miami, and they were sold out, which was great, but they were in the short end of the stick. They ended up losing. The Mets are opening today. They are taking on the Brewers, and the Yankees, big W yesterday, losing 4-0 to the Astros, came back and won 5-4. Soto, fantastic game for him. Big star for the Yankees. Hopefully we can keep him. Got a hit, drove in a run, and a laser arm threw a guy out at home plate at the end of the game. Yankees get a W 5-4. And the most expensive team in baseball, the Dodgers, they got off to a good start. They ended up winning. Baltimore Orioles did win a big game yesterday, and their owner was there, the new owner, and he was buying everybody Coors Light. handing them out to the fans.
Nice. That's how you do it. Buy your fans.
Greek 101. Buy everybody. Everybody's got a price. The fans said they love them. Of course they loved them.
Yeah, free beer.
He's buying a free beer.
That'll do it, yeah.
Every time. He was in his stand saying, everybody, come on, have a beer on me.
Well, beers are $32, so
yeah, it does
it's
help.
more expensive than a ticket.
That is. But the Orioles had a good season last year, winning 101 games. Experts say they'll have another good season. And that was opening day, so hats off. And the Florida Derby tomorrow, we've been talking about it all week. That'll kick off about 6:50. And if you're the ultimate sports fan tomorrow, we have a challenge for you. Go to the Panthers game at 12 o'clock, which you could also hear on Real Radio. Then go to Hard Rock, see the Miami Open semifinals. Get over to Florida Derby at Gulfstream, and then the Marlins at night. That is some day of sports. And then come home around 12 o'clock. You'll be completely beat, but you'll have a lot of good memories. And you'll probably have some new followers on Instagram. And that is your last trifecta of the day. Peace.
47142 is the text line. It's wide open, and I'm reading them. We got this one in. You ready for this little ditty for Greek? This one's just for you, bud.
All right.
10 puns played the Powerball. How many won? No pun in 10 did.
I don't know. 10 puns? Wait, no, I don't know. How many won the Powerball? It doesn't seem like many.
That was the punchline.
Yeah, okay, good.
No pun in
10 did.
All right, hold on. I got
You got another one?
Earlier we were saying, finish this sentence, never again will I, and then, you fill in the blank. So our good friend Sarah B. wrote in, and I love seeing this. I love seeing the confidence in her. She said, never again will I not stand up for myself.
Good.
It is far better to temporarily upset someone because I won't take their crap than to take it and feel like crap myself. And that's from Sarah B. Good for you, Sarah B.
I agree.
I love seeing that. Our good friend Liz wrote in to 47142. She said, never will I ever drop off a bag of snacks without labeling who the treats are for. I wonder what that's about.
Maybe she dropped them off for somebody and somebody else ate them.
I wonder who would do that.
I don't know.
She of course is just kidding. Says love you guys, and she asked, can I hear Misspeak number 31 for my birthday Sunday the 31st? Which actually the other coincidence with that too is she's also 31 years old. So how about that, huh?
31,
Have a great Easter weekend from Liz. So Liz, here you go. Greek Misspeak number 31.
This is your Greek Misspeak Review.
You say, when Johnny says what he's going to say, if you say what I say and I told you what to say, you win.
Say what?
Forget that figure before the last 4 years. You're talking Alphabet City.
What?
I don't know.
Look it up.
I looked everywhere, man.
Oh, speaking of Sarah.
I looked everywhere.
Not insecure, not shallow, not looking for a compliment. I'm just saying every once in a while, you got to feed the camel. Give him some water. Do something right.
You could be the sitting bull of what you're doing. Of this generation.
Perfect.
That's right. Yeah. No smack, no dandy. Yeah. Good job, buddy.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. No, it's good. Like I said, I have fun. That's what I like to do. I mean, that's what it's all about. So you just do it, you have fun, and that's what you do. And what are you going to do? That sucks.
Was it fun, Greek?
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
I lost. It happens.
I'm so confused. I don't even know where to start.
Put a pony on that tail.
What the does that even mean?
What does it mean? I don't know. We don't know.
Some people ask if any of the show's scripted, and if you hear those, you can tell it's no.
Yeah, that's pretty much a no. We don't know. I saw an article here, Greek, and I love seeing things like this. Fox News reposted a list of the oddest laws on the books around the United States. And you've probably seen some of them before, like billboards saying in Hawaii that you can't buy a car on Sunday in some states, things like that. Matter of fact, I think Jersey was like that, right? You couldn't buy a car on Sundays. The dealers were always closed, right? And so here's a list of 10 of them that were pretty interesting. In Alabama, it's against the law to dress up as a priest or nun unless you really are one. And that's not too weird, right? I guess they don't want you impersonating that. Yeah. I kind of get that. But it even applies during Halloween.
Wow, that's a little different.
Can't even get dressed up for Halloween as a priest or a nun. Arizona has a law that specifically bans rigging claw machine games so that they're impossible to win. Well, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, you want that.
Little Rock, Arkansas has a law that bans beeping your car horn outside any sandwich shop after 9 p.m. Don't do it, Greek. Don't do it. In California, you're allowed to eat frogs unless they died in a frog jumping competition. Then you can't. It's a no-no. In Colorado, you can't use your indoor furniture outdoor.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's going to come over there? Martha Stewart? Hey, that's supposed to be inside, by the way.
The furniture police are going to get you. In Delaware, whispering in church is technically illegal if it disrupts the service. Oh, Florida, look out. Here we go. Write this one down. It's illegal to feed wild alligators, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah, I would say that.
How about that, huh? In Idaho, it's illegal to walk around carrying a white cane unless you're blind.
Makes sense.
In Indiana, noodling, also called hillbilly hand fishing, is illegal. You're also not allowed to fish with dynamite. Well, then why bother? And finally, this list of America's oddest laws. In Maryland, it's illegal to make, sell, or trade stink bombs. That's a pretty good idea. No stink bombs around here.
One thing here is, I don't know if it's a law. Yeah, I guess it is. In Boca Raton, there are no neon signs. They don't allow neon signs.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
There's signage. A lot of towns have signage laws.
Yeah.
You know, like what you can and can't have and where they can, how high they can be, and all kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of anything specifically for neon.
Yeah.
But, well, okay.
They have a couple that I guess were grandfathered in years ago, but there are no new neon signs.
Okay.
So there goes that saying, Greek lives here in neon.
Well, that doesn't apply to your apartment.
Yeah, you can't do something like that. North Carolina did lose last night. Almost 39% of people had them getting to the Final Four. So that's another bracket buster if you had that there. And only 15% of people had Alabama reaching the Elite Eight. So if you had Carolina last night in that game, there it is. Shows you how a lot of people got in survivor pools, too, ended up losing, which is not good. 877-927-6969. If your bracket's still alive, call us. I'd love to hear about it. We'll see tonight with the Final Four. There's 4 more games, then we'll get into the Elite Eight. 877-927-6969. Also go text us at Real Radio 47142.
I saw this, Greek, a small airplane was saved by a parachute.
This is crazy.
Yeah. This happened up in Washington State. And when I say small plane, I am talking about, like a little Cessna or a little Piper Cherokee. I don't remember. I think it was a Cessna. And so anyway, officials said that the plane left Renton, a training field, and it was on a training mission. Matter of fact, it had a student pilot and, of course, an instructor. Left around 5 p.m., and it went down shortly after because the engine failed. And apparently it is the parachute on the Cirrus SR-22, a single-engine aircraft, deployed. And the plane ended up landing in the woods near a walking path. The pilot and passenger, both men, were checked out by medics by the Bellevue Fire Department and were found unhurt, so they were saved.
Thank God.
Members of the National Transportation Safety Board will remove the plane. And so it kind of led me to this question: should all airplanes have parachutes?
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I don't know. Can they? I guess if it could help it or prevent it from an accident or help it in an emergency landing.
It's weird because, having a little bit of experience with, especially with aircraft this size, right? Little small ones like that, we're taught how to do something like if the engine, fails, right? So and you lose power, and now you've got to find either a way somewhere to land or, and how to do it and whatnot. So you're trained to deal with stuff like that. And the problem with a parachute is you have no control. Once it's deployed, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is float with it and hope that you land in a place somewhere soft enough and it doesn't, you don't get injured. Whereas if you still are able to control things to a certain point, you might be able to put it down in an area that isn't as bad. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that idea. But then again, I don't know. You see something like this happen and you wonder, well, maybe it's not a bad idea.
When you, small crafts, airplanes, and you are familiar with that, how hard are they as far as checking them when they, maintenance and repair? Is that on the individual who owns them, Or does
Yeah,
the airport?
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not on the airport at all.
And it's heavily regulated where things have to be replaced after so many hours of use, regardless of the condition, right? So, like,
But who monitors that? Like I'm saying, like say you own a plane and they say you got oil change every 30,000 miles, whatever. Who watches that?
You have to maintain those logs and submit that to the National Transportation and Safety Board and the FAA. I'm not that I never really got into the mechanics of it, but
I was wondering.
I do know that it is required and you have to report that.
Because it's
just like trucks that are driving on the road. I mean, they all have to be, the federal agencies regulate that.
Yeah, you hear a lot of stories that happen, like small crafts, obviously, planes taking off all the time, having a problem. And you wonder, like, they were just there in the airport, like, you know what I mean? Not checking everything or different things like that.
And you're supposed to check certain things. There's a big, long checklist you go through before you take off. But, I mean, if that's the time that there's going to be a problem, it's going to be on takeoffs and landings. More takeoffs because that's when you need power and everything. You're trying to get lift and altitude. So that's why, I kind of understand that aspect of it. But but it's like everything else, Greek. You can buy a brand new car, drive it off the lot, and you break down on the side of the road. I mean,
I know.
Parts are only as good as the guy who made them.
Well, no. I think in the situation like everything else, there's people who could see your car. You have a light on. People, will go, and some people, I'll get to it eventually. Probably the same thing with a plane. You know what I mean? Like you got to look into it and check it. Because it is a sad situation. It does seem like we hear more small planes having problems.
Yeah.
Definitely taking off and landing.
Yeah. Well, they're big news, right?
Yeah.
Especially some of the ones where, they land on a highway, and of course that disrupts things. And unfortunately, too many people end up losing their lives with it too. So that becomes a, sensationalized news piece. And of course that means we see it and gets all over social media. So.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, but here's one where guys were saved by a parachute. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one now. What do you think? 47142. The text line is open. You start off that text with Real Radio. Do you think all these aircraft, the small ones or even commercial ones,
anything that can save it,
they can have parachutes big enough for that. We have ones for the space shuttle, that help arrest it as it's coming back in for landing. So I don't know. You would think that there's a big enough parachute for that.
Oh, anything that saves something, I think, and save lives of people should be there.
Our military drops tanks from C-130 planes when they deploy them in the war field. So, and that's done by parachute in some cases. Hey, if you can do it with that, maybe you can do it with an airplane.
Anything that can prevent an accident or somebody's life, I think, should be in.
Yeah. Something to at least think about, right?
No, I think without a doubt. There's no doubt about it. I think that should definitely be in there, and they should do it because, again, you're preventing, God forbid, an accident, and who doesn't want that? We talked earlier about Google searches this summer. Where are you guys going? And London and Paris were the number 2 things, number 1 and number 2. If you have something where you're thinking, hey, where am I going this summer? Obviously, summertime, people hit the road a lot more. Vacation, and they want to have a good time with their family and friends and see new things.
How about the Caribbean? Was that in there? Tropical areas?
The Caribbean was not in there.
Mm-hmm.
I would think, again, just my opinion, I think the Caribbean is more around the winter. You see a lot of people.
Sure. Oh, okay. So this was summer in particular. Okay. And then, of course, you mentioned the Summer Olympics in Paris. So that makes perfect sense there.
London was 1. Paris was 2. Barcelona, which you said, was 3.
Oh, okay.
But, again, I think the Caribbean, the winter, I would say October to like March, April, people want to get away.
Sure, yeah.
And relax.
Great place to go.
And go down to Bahamas and just kick back and enjoy yourself. But, yeah, those are some places that you guys can look at. We got Madness again tonight, 4 more games. Excited about that. Duke Houston's going to be a great game. 10 o'clock, a little late for some people, but if you're a fan, it doesn't matter. You're going to definitely check it out. Also, I'm going to look at the other games that are in tonight. Creighton is playing Tennessee. North Carolina State, they were 100-1 when the tournament started. They've won 7 in a row. It's going to be a good game. They're taking on Marquette. And Purdue Boilermakers are taking on Gonzaga. And those are the last 4 games in the Sweet 16. And then we'll get to the Elite 8 and then the Final 4, which is going to be here before you know it. And don't forget about the Florida Derby. I am jacked up for that, and that is tomorrow night.
Me too. Yeah, I can't wait to get home and hop on the wife's laptop so we can put a couple wagers in.
Oh, it's always exciting, the Florida Derby. I'm excited. And before you know it, the Big Derby will be here. And the Big Derby, again, you're always going to have about 21, 22 horses, which is a big field. That's why I like the Florida Derby, only 11.
Yeah. Like you say, the Big Derby's coming up
First weekend of May.
Don't hesitate to go down to the Palm Beach Kennel Club, too. Great place that you can wager on the Kentucky Derby.
Go all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, good job as always. Thanks for all your help. Thanks for everything you did with the Florida stories today, obviously, answering the phones for the contest, and good job on the mic.
Yep. Thank you very much, Greek, and great job on your half, too. Really appreciate you coming in and knocking it out of the park. Quick reminder, too, if I can, before we run, Greek, just to remind everybody that we have tastings. Our next tastings event is coming up at the Tanger Outlets Saturday, April 13th, and this is where you can sample unlimited food sampling from over 20 amazing restaurants like the Cooper. They were in here yesterday, and they had brought in some of their food. Their meatloaf was excellent. Let's see, BJ's Restaurant and Brew House is going to be there. Drive Shack's going to be there. Buffalo Wild Wings. Beef Jerky Experience will be by too. Tijuana Flats, just to name a couple of the food samplers that you'll be able to try there at our tastings event. Also, unlimited wine, craft beer, and spirits will be available too. The tastings room, Knox and Dunn, Florida Rum, House of Wine, Beer, and Spirits will be there. So there's all kinds of samples that you can try. So make sure to go to pbtastings.com. That's pbtastings.com. Get your tickets in advance. They'll be a couple bucks cheaper than if you wait to buy them at the door. And you can still get VIP tickets where you get in an hour early ahead of time. So thank you very much. Have yourself a great weekend.
Tomorrow, the locker room will be on 11 to 12. Teddy covers his call on 11:30. Today, we like Purdue. We like Duke with the points and the Astros to bounce back against the Yankees. Jimmy, had a great afternoon. Everybody be safe and have a very, very nice holiday if we don't talk to you. It is the Greek, Jimmy, and in the Penthouse. We'll be back. Peace.
It's Rover. Catch Rover's Morning Glory weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. on Real Radio. Just tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Hey, it's Rover from Real Radio, and we'd like to invite you to join us at Tanger Outlets on Saturday, April 13th for Tastings, an unlimited food, wine, and craft beer event. Get your tickets today at pbtastings.com, and you'll sample food from some of the area's best restaurants, finest wines, and great craft breweries. And your ticket lets you sample as much as you want. You can also be the first to sample with a VIP ticket that gets you in an hour before everyone else. For tickets and all the event info, head to pbtastings.com.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Good afternoon. We have a broken down vehicle on I-95 northbound before Donald Ross Road, blocking the right shoulder. And we've got slow traffic on the Turnpike northbound between Lake Worth Road and Viewline Highway. That's traffic. I'm Jolene Gonzalez.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes.
Why are people saying "Hew yeah" to Jackson Hewitt? When you switch to Jackson Hewitt, they will beat what you paid last year on tax prep, even if you filed online. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and there's a basketball tournament on, and I can't think of a better place to watch the games, and a beautiful lady, your own cheerleader. Get over to Monroe's for the big tournament. Enjoy yourself. Open at 5 a.m., 5-star menu. Whether your team's winning or losing, you're a winner. You know why? Because you're at Monroe's of Palm Beach with the hottest ladies in South Florida. And don't forget, Friday night, Fetish Fridays. It's Monroe's. It's hoops. It's a perfect evening, baby. Hit that three-pointer. Peace.
Seminole Casino Coconut Creek is your local gaming destination, featuring over 2,000 slot machines, more than 80 live table games, plus 30 tables of live poker. Introducing a new era in gaming with live craps and roulette. Prefer smoke-free? Visit the Smoke-Free Pavilion, full of more slots, live table games, and easy access from the west parking lot. Enjoy NYY steak and our other dining options. Experience live entertainment throughout the week at Sunset Grill, Nectar, and Soundbar. Visit CasinoCoco.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Business. It's all the things that keep this world turning. And behind every one of these companies is a partner helping to keep it all moving. It's why the local flower shop and your favorite pizza joint, the startup and the stadium, hospitals and hotels, banks and restaurants nationwide all choose the advanced network, cybersecurity solutions, and round-the-clock trusted partnership from Comcast Business, the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
See why Comcast Business powers more small businesses than anyone else. Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add one unlimited mobile line. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call to switch today. Ends 5/6/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 100 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better workdays happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another beautiful day ahead of us. We will stay mostly clear. We might see a cloud or two make their way on shore this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 70s along the coastline. Some areas might creep into the low 80s. And then this is a copy and paste forecast throughout the weekend with increasing clouds both days.
This report is sponsored by try the new limited edition Orange Dreamsicle Frosty at Wendy's. Try the new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty at Wendy's. It's like walking down recent memory lane. To have Orange Dreamsicle Frosty in our timeline is truly something special, and we shouldn't let the moment pass us by. And be quick, it's only available for a limited time.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
You been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse, brought to you by offleaseonly.com. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yeah, my best friend Harry married a girl named Sally. That's pretty cool.
That's it. Perfect. Keep going.
Is that how it goes? How Harry met Sally?
Harry met Sally. And they made a movie with Billy Crystal.
Mm-hmm. I'll have what she's having.
That's right. Good line. And you know who that was for trivia?
Meg Ryan, of course.
But who was the woman she was talking to?
That was somebody's mom.
Oh, that's right. That is
somebody's
the director's mom or something like that.
Reiner's mom.
Yep. Rob
Reiner.
Reiner. Yeah, his mom was sitting at the deli, and she was faking like she was getting to the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
For politically correct people at home, and she said, "I'll have what she's having," and I said, "I agree."
And I think it's my best friend Harry has a brother Larry is the line.
Of course, I didn't get it right.
You know,
duh.
I mean, who's kidding?
What he said.
in 5 days from now, they're gonna marry.
Yeah, so I was close. I said, marry Sally, whatever. Jimmy's here.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Franny's here. Miss Perfect.
No, I love Young MC.
Oh,
That's why, homie.
Thanks, homie.
Homie. Yeah.
Thanks, homie.
He's a homie. I'm a homie.
Nope. Catch me this afternoon at the Boca Raton Festival.